This week on Mob Rules,
we all played competitive games of 40K, like tournament style. And I say we played competitively, we all didn't. But anyway, yeah, we played 40K.
We love gold.
Aramite, please.
all the gold, all the Custodes in our little room, all that, and that's about it on
Mob Rules. Episode 46. Episode 46.
Here's my rules.
Welcome, Mob Rules, episode 46.
Shotgun Start.
John, joined by...
Hey, Phil.
No, you're Ted.
We have a system.
Okay,
I mean, it's not a great
Ted.
system, but
Ted.
it's kind of like our listeners enjoy the repetition.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. It's like a retirement home.
Market research shows that our
Everything's-
listeners...
This is where you come when your interests have died,
Yeah,
and you're just
pretty
left with
much.
nothing more.
40K.
I just need routine.
Yeah.
It's like all our listeners are retired Catholics.
I got a major orc boner after the last episode. I gotta say, I was listening back to it.
I like that you start these conversations off with "I got a boner."
Yeah, I got a boner. No.
Orc
I was
boner.
listening back to our last episode where we
Yeah.
were talking about kind of
okay.
old school guns.
That's why our numbers went up.
I know. I listened to it.
Sole reason.
They went up by a third.
We actually had a download.
But no, I'm still like misty-eyed, nostalgic for orcs.
Oh.
Make orcs great again. But yeah, I'm still in an elder kick.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah. Okay. Well, it'll fade.
Well, in a world of alternative facts, the orcs are pretty
God, I
good.
hate you so much.
Wow, you guys are just on this like
so much
arms race of hating each other.
God, alternative facts is an instant way to make me hate someone.
Which is why I say it.
It's an alternative. Yeah, we get it. She fucked up and said something really dumb. I really want to hear that a million times for everything.
And we're also joined by Phil.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Hello, Phil's here.
Yes.
Despite what Ted said, it wasn't him. I am the Phil.
No.
Ted expediently coming over here to record
Right.
before jetting off
Yeah.
for part 2 of our world tour.
Right. The second leg.
Part 3.
Part 3. Oh, that's
it's
right.
part
It was-
3.
Because part 1 was me going to New York.
Oh, that's
part 2
right.
was
With-
you guys going to LVO,
Yep.
which was way cooler. And then part 3
is the
is Ted going to
Tedspedition.
Tedspedition?
Tedspedition to Chicago
Yeah.
for Adepticon.
I'm-
Adepticon?
Adepticon, yeah.
Ted and
Yeah.
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Adepticoop?
Adeptic. There's a big wargaming convention in Chicago. I'm not quite sure it's pronounced.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Adepticon.
Gen Con?
That's an
Adeptuscon.
Okay.
Adeptuscon.
Well, that's when they had to rebrand it.
That's when they had to rebrand
because
it.
the Adepticon
See, I'm
was
kind of
already taken.
it's interesting because I know like
I now want to start a convention called Adeptuscon.
just different enough.
it's KAUN for con.
Well, now the Games Workshop's lawyers aren't working anymore. They have to go defend other people, so we'll get sued.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. Go good community.
But I'll be curious because you know, like the first time you ever do anything, it's the best, right? And then like the second time, you're like you've been there, you've done that. The shiny is off. Like the second time you have sex isn't as good as the first time.
You obviously never saw my first battle report. Otherwise, you would not be saying
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so other
Also,
than
sex
Phil's
was
battle
pretty good
report,
the second time as well.
not as good as the first time. Well, I take that back. The first time is usually like an
Crying
embarrassment.
in the bushes behind
Yeah.
a hotel. Is
I
not
swear
good.
I'll last
Yeah.
longer than that next time.
How did you know what I do with my wife?
Oh,
Because I do
self-burn.
that.
Self-burn.
Oh, I'm not gonna
I'm
finish
so
that sentence
hardcore.
for like 10 seconds.
But yeah, this is year 2 for Ted
Yeah.
at Adepticon.
Yes. And it's only gotten better. I think. Well, we'll see.
Well, you're not even there yet, man.
he's already hyping it. Oh man,
Best Adepticon ever.
You guys should have been there, but you weren't.
2017. Yeah,
Oh.
I really should have been.
Yeah.
Makes me sad.
But it's been an exciting couple of weeks.
Yes.
Up until now.
Oh.
It'll still be exciting.
Do tell, Segway
Yeah.
King.
Well, Phil and I were in a tournament. It was my first tournament since forever.
I came out to
Since
watch
third
your
edition.
It was it was
kidding.
Phil's first tournament in
Since
2 days.
last month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a week and a half.
Yeah.
Our second AKTC tournament.
Yeah.
I have to say,
part of ITC.
getting up that points.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of like an offshoot. Well, we still report all the points, but
Yeah.
as one
Yeah.
big team. So go team AKTC.
Yeah, we're like third in the nation.
Yeah, that's right.
Heck yeah,
That's
because
what
all
happens
of,
when
all
you
of Can
bully.
Hammer is like one of them.
That's what happens when you bully your entire state to be on the same team.
Wow.
Persuade. But yeah, tell me about, because I know, Phil, we mainly play kind of competitive tournament games, kind of
Yes.
things like that.
Yes.
Ted, this is obviously
Yeah.
new for you. You're not. I mean, you went in with a specific goal. So
I usually
tell
go
me.
to like one tournament a year, and other than that, it's Garage Hammer. And I went in with one goal, and I failed miserably. But
You won?
see, that would have been failing differently. So my whole goal was like I wanted to be the best at the worst. I wanted to have like I wanted to get that wooden spoon by having like the crappiest army.
Wait,
like,
you weren't playing orcs.
no.
I think he means
I was playing Legion of the
Tyranids.
Damned.
That's right. That's right.
So I wanted to be like the only person in the world who got any sort of score or anything with Legion of the Damned, and thus got best in faction. Because technically, Legion of the Damned is its own faction. It's
true.
In its own codex.
Imperial Agent said so.
However,
I show up there, and Best Coast Pairings didn't recognize it, so they inputted me as Inquisition, which probably would have gotten me pretty close. I think.
I gotta say, you're still pretty high up there under Inquisition. I think you're third or fourth,
Nice.
or something like
Nice.
that.
Thankfully, the
Oh yeah, check him out.
thankfully Joe was nice enough to understand where I was going for. It was like Inquisition, nothing to do with Inquisition, but okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Like I actually
they're
couldn't,
pretty close,
I couldn't
you know?
actually make that army with the Inquisition book or with the Imperial Agents book because they don't have access to grav, and I had grav guns or a combi grav and a grav pistol.
Fucking cheese.
I know.
Look at this.
So you have to have the
Seriously,
codex.
So much cheese. Look at
Gives
this.
us all
with
this
his two
shit for
grav weapons.
playing
God.
like non-fluffily, and then he's like, "I'm gonna take all of the two grav."
With his two grav weapons. God.
Ignores cover grav.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
that's it.
Unfortunately, like the second, I only played 2 of my 3 games because I got the bye for the third one, which
Yeah.
unfortunately put me at more points than I was hoping for. Because I got 0 points the first game. I got 1 point the second game against
out of
demons.
and these are out of 19 now. They've changed like the system for anyone that hasn't been in the
It's
ITC.
so
system.
depressing when you lose now.
And,
Yeah.
and so I think when I got the bye, I actually got 9 points. So I was
Nice.
up to 10 points.
Yeah.
Like crap, Joe, thanks a lot. So I didn't even get the wooden spoon for it because somebody like would have been above me, like got
Yeah.
less than me.
You are currently the 5th ranked Inquisition
Oh,
player
God.
in the world.
Snap,
With
Ted.
9 points.
In the world, the 5th ranked Inquisition player.
Look at
Oh,
you.
man.
Look at you.
That's tragic. So that's good to know.
Nice.
So I emailed Reese and it was like, I emailed Best Coast Pairings like, yo, can you make Legion of the Damned a faction so that I can get a Forge World trophy next year?
They're like, no.
They were like, oh, you have to talk to the ITC frontline. So I contacted Reese over there. It took a bit to get back to me, but I was like, hey man, I got my case laid out. I got like the iBook version of like the Legion of the Damned thing that says it's a faction, all this stuff. Like threw it down, like, yo man, make it a faction. He's like, yeah, we get so many people asking for Legion of the Damned and Yannari, and when it comes down to it, there just really aren't enough people that are interested in it. So like the smallest we'll go is Tempestus, and that's it.
Yeah, they have Office Assassinarium, which is 4 models.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean like the smallest, as in the smallest player base.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think there was actually there was like 2 people maybe last year at LVO with that, and I think there was a few with assassins at LVO.
Yeah. There is 4 Tempestus players in the ITC currently.
Nice.
So they weren't gonna. He was like, yeah, I just can't put the money and the resources into bringing Legion of the Damned in there. Like, oh man. So at that point,
You're like, can I put the money and the resources into putting Legion of the
I will
Damned
buy
in?
that
What
trophy.
is your PayPal account?
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, that's too bad. Because like, I mean, honestly, when it came down to it, I wanted to be the best of the chumpiest army known
Yeah.
to man. And I'm like, oh well, I understand. Like I'll start a real army. me. Reese comes back like, all right, man, keep the struggle alive.
Struggle is real.
The struggle is real.
So tell us about your games.
So, like I said, the first game I played against. So what I did is I brought about 900 to a little over 1,000 points. Gosh, what was it? It must have been a little over 1,000 points.
Yeah, it was
worth of
over
Legion.
1,000.
It was 3 8-man units of Legion and a 7-man unit of Legion. Everybody's kitted out.
Yeah.
with
all the
plasma
grav,
cannons.
all 2 gravs. Oh yeah, because they're relentless, right?
Yeah.
So you can carry all the heavy weapons you want because they're still shooting
Well,
full.
I'm sorry, they're not relentless. They're slow and purposeful.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool, but not cool because I
Yeah.
can't.
It's like
Overwatch.
relentless, but with
Shitty.
worse things.
So then is like I had to, in order to not auto lose the game, I had to have something else as my anchor. So I brought in 2 knights.
Oh man, I gotta have something on the board. May as well just be 2 knights.
Well, it's not like
Scout
they're
Titan.
Forge World Knights, so it's fine.
No, one of them was.
Oh yeah,
wasn't
no,
it?
one was an Atropos. It was Atropos and then a Paladin.
Yeah.
And so they kind of held the table, so I didn't die automatically.
Nice.
And then I think I went up against Necron with knights. So he had I think he had 2 knights and then a bunch of Necron. And they're
Knight
like,
on knight violence.
Oh crap! If anybody's gonna win this, this is the army that I'm gonna lose it to simply because he's gonna kill my knights in 1 round, and he gets first turn. So. But he has a horrible time trying to take my knights down, and so they ended up living. Because I was kind of excited with the Atropos. It reduces the strength of the weapon that fires at it by 1. So it'd be if it's hard to kill a knight initially, it's gonna be even harder. And then of course you get the nice save.
Yeah.
But with Gauze, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what the strength
Sixes
is.
are
I know my
sixes.
6s turn into 6s.
Yeah, they're still your dad.
Yeah.
But it was a really horrible slugfest. I mean, he swarmed me. I mean, I don't have that many models, and
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, he doesn't really have any AP, so it's not that my 3+ invulnerable save really matters.
Yeah.
Except it was kind of nice. I did have, I think towards the very end, after all my army was wiped out, I finally get. Oh man, I had so many mishaps because everything comes in deep strike, and I forgot that they reroll their deep strike. So I kept oh, it fell off the table. All right, it's on to ongoing reserves. Oh, it went into train. Oh, it's dead.
jeez.
But I should have rerolled. But anyway, so I had a.
Lessons learned.
Yeah, I always play really ballsy. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna deep strike these guys 2 inches away from their enemy.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
Scattered
It's
into you. But I think at the very end, I had my leader, my warlord, who's basically a generic ass Legion of the Damned dude, who had the Animus Melanorum or whatever the hell it is. So he gets a feel no pain. So he deep strikes on the back line, trying to get 1 point. I just wanted 1 point.
Yeah.
And so his knight turns around and jumps at those guys, and he starts ripping them up. And I'm like, oh wait, he has feel no pain. So all the Legion of the Damned guys are getting their 3+ invulnerable, and then their feel no pain off of stomps and stuff like that. So I felt like a baller. That I last.
How are you getting your aren't stomps strength? No, strength 6.
It's
right
a
for
dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't roll the 6, it's
Okay.
it's strength 6.
Okay.
So-
Keeping you honest, keeping you clean.
Yeah, so it took a while for him to take my guys out,
Yeah.
but he eventually tabled me. So.
No.
And Justin, the guy you're playing, is a very good
Oh, yeah.
player. He's been playing
He's great.
Necrons for years,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's finally dropped the Tau and the Demonkin from that list.
He's less cheesy.
He's a really, really good player. I
Demoncron.
think my favorite part from that game was the combat. I think was it between the knight and just the Necron warriors that would never end.
Oh, which one? He had the it was the Wraith. He had a bunch of Wraith that ran into hand to hand with my paladin.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I
it was
just sat there for 3 turns.
It was
crunch, crunch.
3 solid game turns almost
Wow.
of bitch slapping.
Yeah.
I rolled a hit and I don't wound. I rolled a hit, I don't wound. I rolled a stomp. Stomp does nothing.
That was kind of, I think, one of the fun things about playing with a 3-up invulnerable save was every time the Wraith would show up, be like, "What up? We got 3-up invulnerable." Like, me too. I got rending. Don't matter. I got a power axe. Don't matter. All right. Dunk, 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 dunk. So we all reduced to sticks, just pounding on each other. You're like, "Oh man, 2 wounds sucks. Go away."
Wraiths are awful.
They are.
Yeah. I think that was the comment you came in. You're like, "Oh, I hate Wraiths," and walked away.
I really do. I've never had a good experience with Wraiths.
I had one.
Yeah.
Necrons are my
That's it.
Achilles
Okay.
heel of armies.
Yeah, me too. They've always been mine too.
Yeah, I've never had good luck against
me
Necrons.
neither.
Yeah.
So what else? So
And then the second one was
yeah.
against demons, and I think that one was just like harsh because it was
what was the demon player you're playing? Who was it? Do you remember?
Brandon from Fairbanks.
Oh yeah, good guy.
Yeah,
good
super
guy.
cool guy.
Magnus.
Yeah, he had
One
Magnus.
of the 2 Magnus lists that were there.
He had a bunch of heralds, and it was just like I think like taking out horrors was a pain in the ass. You're like, I killed it. Oh, it comes back. I killed that. Came back 2 more. Killed that. Okay, there's some more. Like, what the fuck?
And then psychic phase. Oh, there's another unit of horrors.
Yeah. And now I got even more dice. God.
Yeah.
How many dice do you? I'm not even gonna bother displaying anything. Just enjoy your psychics. But I think like that was kind of neat because like he'd come up with all these like lance weapons and AP2 stuff. I'm like, that's cool, man.
Still get my same save.
Yeah. And I think like towards the end, I like even though I lost horribly, I basically got 1 point, and I think he like almost tabled me.
You're like,
It was it was seeing Magnus like rush in to like to get into hand to hand with a bunch of Legion of the Damned, and we're like, okay. All right, I'm gonna hit you. This is strength D. That's cool. 3 up and vulnerable. So, the whole army just tactically sucked, but it had those little moments. You had to like relish those. Like, at least I made somebody's moments miserable.
I love that your entire army was like, this gun is AP. Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
AP3.
AP3. Now
3
ion shield.
Yeah. That's AP.
AP3
I've still got a 3 up. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was a lot of fun. I did sit out the third game and painted, so it was neat.
Nice.
See all that go down. Yeah.
Nice.
So and then Phil was there.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was running my the list that I've been keying up and figuring out that's doing pretty well for me at this point. I think I've had 1 loss in the last 3 or 4 tournaments.
Oh wow,
so that's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
wow.
rocking it.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty well. But the 1 loss was that tournament up there. It was the day of Gene Stealer cults. That's who I
Okay.
kept facing. First round I played against a Gene Stealer cult list, and he outplayed me. Like I moved in my units, and I didn't move them to where they needed to be to properly jump on objectives at the end of the game, and he ended up just beating me. It's like so many units, and then they're also rolling and they're bringing in more units because he's summoning with them too.
Oh,
and
man.
it's like units on units on units.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it grinds you down. It grinds you down. And and he had managed to jump on the objectives he needed to. And he, legitimately beat me. I think I got 5 points out of it. I think he got 10. I think it was like 10-5 at the end of that one. Or no, maybe more. I think it was like 15-5, something like that.
Okay.
Second game. What did I do second game? Second game I played against Orcs. And I tabled. No, I didn't table him. I almost tabled him.
Okay.
It was like he had like 3 models left.
Yeah. And
But
that guy
my-
was up from Homer, right? So he was.
Was he up for Homer?
I think he said that. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he'd been playing Orcs for a long time, and he had Zagstruck,
Zagstruck, the
Zagstruck,
Star boss?
The Ripper.
the Ripper, the
guy on the bike.
Oh,
The
guy on the
right,
bike.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Gotcha.
And
So that is Zagstruck.
Oh, by the way,
Zagstruck?
orc players,
I don't
if you run Satsnark, the Ripper,
Zagstruck, there you go.
and you're like, well, it says I can't take big guns, so I can't take mech guns. No, fuck you. That's against the spirit of the very army you're playing. That's a very special message for a few people. Mech guns and big guns are the same thing. Be fluffy. God damn it, you play orcs. Phil.
okay, anyway, so I was playing against him,
And this soapbox episode.
and I didn't realize that he has no armor save. So he had like
wow.
he had his
Cover save only.
yeah,
Okay.
he had his guy, and he was in a
you tried to
squad with
grab him?
bikers. No, I got into close combat, and he was like, I was like sitting there, and I had my interrogator chaplain, and I was like, I don't know, because he had his like power claw that strikes at initiative.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, but, and it was like strength 10, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is gonna double out my guy, but he's got an invulnerable save, so he's the one that could probably survive the most out of it. All right, fine, let me go in. I'm like, I declare a challenge with my interrogator chaplain. He's like, well,
shit.
the only guy I have in here is Zagsnart.
Orc players, this is why you take a knob.
Well, I killed his knob. I killed his knob.
no.
Yeah, I
no.
already killed his knob. So
Oh.
so he's like, yeah, okay, sounds good. So I go in there. I'm like, all right, initiative 5. He's like, all right, yeah, you go first. So I hit him with the Crozius. I'm like, all right,
He's
3,
initiative 5, isn't he?
4. He's initiative 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
War bosses
Yeah.
are pretty.
No,
So-
I thought Zarsnack was 4.
Oh, he might have been.
Oh, you can check it out. I think he said it was 4. So, yeah. So I was like, all right. So here we go. I'm gonna hit you with my Crozius, and I was like, all right, 3 wounds. He's like, he's dead. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, he's dead. I'm like, no, it's my Crozius. It's not like an AP. He's like, no, he's dead. He has no armor save. And I'm like, what? So that went a lot better for me after that, because then I went through. So then I went through and ripped up the rest of his bikers with my Corvus hammers and stuff like
works
that.
in a sentence.
Hit him next time with your wet newspaper.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. And I was like,
no
oh snap,
wet newspaper.
didn't realize that. So that one went well.
Nice.
I won I think 19-0 on that one.
That was like glass cannon if I ever saw.
Yeah. And then third round I played against more Gene Stealer Cult, and they had another different set of them, but that one went a lot better. At the last turn, I managed to flat out because I managed to think about where I needed to be for this one. I flatted out an attack bike onto an objective, and with that tied the primary, and I had won secondary, and I won that one, so pretty handily too. So it was good. It was a lot of it was brutal. Gene Stealer Cult are very difficult. My list is not super well suited for that, because I've got a lot of grav in it, and they've got 5+ armor across the board. And I have a bunch of high AP weapons, but they don't care about that because they've got either invuls or they're hiding in cover anyway. And there's just so many of them. It's just getting the number of shots that you need onto these things is very, very, very difficult. Yeah. Especially when you roll 2s to hit with your multi-meltas onto get dang Lehman Russes, and you can't do anything about them.
Do you find that you end up rolling extra dice that your opponent doesn't realize you don't have?
No, I try. I definitely don't cheat.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
I wish I could. Yeah, I wish I could. I've thought about it. It would be very helpful in situations like that.
Or re-rolling rerolls.
Yeah. So I managed to win that one, and then so that brought me into 5th, I think.
Oh. Okay.
I ended up coming in 5th on that with the one loss, but I did come.
High.
Yeah, exactly. But I did come in first overall, because we had best overall, because they included a painting
first
score.
in their hearts.
First in their hearts, exactly.
5th overall.
Because there was a soft painting score for overall, so I won that one, which was it was whatever it was. It was fine, but but so I got that because I was one of the few actually fully painted armies up there.
Cool.
So then coming in 5th helped get me up there. So, or mostly painted. I think there was 2 models that I had.
I mean, funny you had 2 unpainted models.
I didn't, but it was more models than I had. There was more models painted on that list than I had last tournament, because I managed to paint my assassin that I had in there in my collection.
Right.
So, yeah. Oh yeah, because I guess the list. I don't know if anyone hasn't heard it. Basically, what I run is a Skyhammer Annihilation Force, a Ravenwing Strike Force, and an assassin. And I've been going with the Calexis so far, because there's a lot of just fears of Magnus and all of them, psychic juju kind of taking control. I've been afraid of that, so I wanted to have their psychic ability. But part of me has had the most trouble. It's been somewhat effective, but most of the trouble I have is with people having lists that they can just come in like the Blood Angels list with the 3 Storm Ravens that can come in turn 1. Yeah. So I've been thinking about possibly running the Calidus Assassin, so that it's coming in on a 6+ then on that first turn. So that would be nice.
It doesn't have to come in turn 1.
No, it doesn't have to come in. But
then
the Calidus is just the first
reserve.
You guys talked about this last
time. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It is the first reserve.
Damn drop pod.
Well, that's fine, but that's turn 2.
You guys talked about this last episode.
No, what I'm saying is with
part
that
kind
2
of thing. Fight.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I could probably take out two dreadnoughts, and then at the end of turn 1, it's got nothing. So
ain't got nothing.
Ain't got nothing. But so that's I've been trying to figure out what I'm gonna what to do with that. So I've been fitzing back and forth with all of the different assassins, trying to figure
allied
out
contingent of Legion of the Damned.
Yeah, that's your suggestion for everything.
That's actually gonna be the last time I ever suggest that.
So take out your Skyhammer, spend all those points, Legion of the Damned.
Oh, excellent. That's a good.
Ignores cover grab, and you don't have to worry about it scattering precisely because of drop pods.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll tie up Magnus if they choose to assault you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, to be fair, a regular Devastator squad cannot do.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatsoever.
That's true. That's very true. So they do have that over them.
Yeah, it's predicated on somebody assaulting your Legion of the Damned. Exactly. Not you assaulting theirs. Them assaulting you.
Yeah. But so that was kind of cool coming in.
Yeah. Nice.
First overall with the painting score.
So John did a thing.
Yeah, I've spent the last couple of weeks making Inari graded.
Yep.
Again, I'm working on my Inari list.
Yes. Making it great again.
So I played a couple of practice games with my Inari.
Okay.
I agreed to play Phil. Actually later on this week.
Yeah.
I sent him my list. I'm like, okay, this is kind of gross.
You painted it up,
but this is what I'm thinking. Yep. Okay. It's all painted good to go. And then I took it and I played a couple of games against my buddy Nate.
Okay.
We're kind of competitive list, and I had to text Phil afterwards, and I'm like, "Hey, yeah, so that list is very, very good. It's not optimized by far because I'm fluffy. I brought a Shadow Seer, so there's a Harlequin in there.
So
Oh,
there's
cool.
There's one Harlequin, and the rest is complete Eldar. No, but essentially it's an Autarch with a fusion gun. It's a Shadow Seer level 2. It is 6 units of 3 scatter bikes. It is 2 individual units of 1 D-cannon weapons platform. It is a avatar of the Incarn, which I'm keeping in, even though it doesn't make sense for me to keep it in competitively, because I like the model.
It's kind of like me and Grotz.
And then the no scatter deep striking falcons full of meltagun fire dragons.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
It works so well. So the first game I played against him, he's experimenting with different lists. He had a couple of Custodes squads.
Okay.
And to pass the scions. And then it's just, so when I deployed, everything was within 7 inches of something else.
Yeah.
Why is that, John?
So he comes up, and because everything's a minimum size unit, so he's like, I'm gonna shoot that unit there. Oh, it's AP3, by the way. Your jet bikes only have a 3-up save. And I'm like, yeah, no. You're gonna jink? Nah. And then that unit gets wiped out. But that means the D cannons can shoot. or jet
So how does
bikes
Soul
can
Burst
shoot.
work?
So whenever any unit dies within 7 inches of an Inari model unit with Soul Burst, I get to make a free move, or a free run, or a free shooting attack, or a free charge.
Right then and there. So it's
right there and then immediately.
Interceptor in a way.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And because I'm taking the Reborn Warhost formation, 2 units within 7 inches can make that.
Oh, damn.
So he killed 1 unit of jet bikes and then got shot with 24 scatter laser shots.
Oh, shit.
Gross.
Yeah, it's... And then the fire dragons come down, and then they pop Melta, and they blow up a rhino. Of course they do, because they're fire dragons. And then the squad comes out and disembarks from it, but because I blew up the rhino, they can strength from death and soul burst themselves to shoot Melta at the squad that came out of it.
So what happens? Do you die, or do you guys...
No, they keep going. They can only strength from death once a player turn.
Okay.
And then
so what is strength? Do they have to lose a unit in order to...
So yeah, any unit has to die within 7 inches, friend or foe.
Okay.
So like the fire dragons stay close enough to the foe that whenever they kill something, they soul burst themselves to do something else. Or the jet bikes have the range where they can do it.
Yeah. I'm actually insulted that Reese told me put Legion of the Damned and Ynnari in the same list.
Oh yeah,
so we won't entertain these two factions. That's a good one.
I think
Ynnari's a good one.
I think it's because Ynnari and the Gathering Storm factions in general are kind of holding patterns till the next edition or whatever comes from that. I don't. Yeah.
Oh, they'll probably change it up real quick.
They'll probably change it up by the end of the year.
I also think Ynnari. I know they're playing them off as naming a new faction, but it sounds more like it's just a type of formation versus a faction.
It's pretty much is.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Castellans, formation that you can take from Fall of Cadia, where you can just take a whole bunch of Imperial units, but it doesn't change. They're not Castellan faction,
right?
They're just Castellans of the
So
Imperium.
it's Sisters of Silence.
Yeah, they're basically
Custodes or just add-ons.
Exactly. They just can all work together and be on the same list. But that's why I feel like Ynnari is more like the Castellans of the Eldar.
So one of my favorite parts of that game was the avatar of the Incarn came on, which my favorite thing with Avatar is I get to go okay, is this the last unit shooting? Yes. And you wiped out my unit there? Yes. Okay, Avatar comes on. And the Avatar of the Incarn comes in within 1 inch of any unit that's destroyed at any time during the game.
Whoa.
So in your shooting phase...
You can come in at any time?
Yeah.
Ugh,
whenever a unit dies, within 1 inch of them.
Do you see this?
So that's where the tactic part of it comes in, because you got to be okay, you look around and be okay, shot.
Everybody.
Okay, so now they can come in safely. And that means because I came in Phil's turn 1, I can charge in my turn 1 because it's not the turn I came in.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's like in Magic summoning on.
Yeah.
For those of you who can't see me right now,
Shaking
I am
head.
shaking my head.
One
So
of the
slow.
one of the
So
great things
deliberately.
I did with the avatar in that game is I kited. So I kited. I got charged by Celestine. I did a couple wounds to her. She did a wound to me. I flew jetbikes to the other side of the table, popped a rhino, and could instantly teleport my avatar out of combat to the other side of the table. Because no matter what you were doing, whenever a unit dies, the avatar can move within 1 inch of that unit.
Wow, just shunt wherever you want as long as you kill stuff.
So yeah, it jumped out of combat.
Oh, nice.
So Celestine could.
And how often can she do that?
Infinitesimally.
So you could just each
She
time during
just-
the same turn, you could just keep.
she
boop, boop, boop,
I
boop,
believe
boop.
so. And people yell at me, correct me, and say I'm wrong. We'll
Please
check it
do.
later.
He's wrong.
But
Phil.
But it'll be too late for our game.
The only thing is that she can't charge on the turn she does that. But
Okay.
why the hell am I doing that in my turn?
Does it say turn? You have to look and see if it says
It
turn
says
or player turn.
turn.
Okay, because there's something they have like a ruling.
I think
where
if
it's
it
like-
doesn't specify it, it's player turn. If
All right.
it does
Just to pick it
specify it, it's game turn.
Okay.
So she teleports to the other side of the table, right in front of this big old squad of Custodes.
Yeah.
Who go up towards her, but then the Tempestuses kill a jetbike unit over there. So I just teleport away to the other side of the table
Oh my god.
and kind of kited Custodes down this way. So that was like my eye-opening. Oh my god! And I took 2 lists to try. I took a Skyhammer list as well to try out, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna keep trying this one. So game 2, I played against a battle company that he was running. To be fair, it wasn't super optimized. He didn't have as many free transports because he just didn't have the models as he would have liked to run.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the same thing kind of happened again. Like, and it's especially with the Avatar. Like, I would pop a transport or pop whatever and just kite and teleport around the table to where it needed to be. It's like that game. He had the Inquisitor, Custodes,
Okay.
with Graph Centurions.
Mm-hmm.
So all I did was I deep struck on my side of the table with the Avatar of the Incarn, like
Okay.
regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I killed something near him, and then I moved over them. I'm not coming in from reserves, so you can't. I've been expecting you, me. So it's kind of like nasty tricks like that. So I'm having it. It was a ton of fun to play. Bookkeeping wise was kind of a pain in the ass because like
right.
each unit can only soul burst once a player turn.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, so so I actually for our game now, I did buy the Shadows of Komora or the Gangs of Komora
Yeah.
box for the jab bikes and stuff from it. There's tokens in there.
Oh,
that's
okay, there you go.
super
That's I was about to
with,
suggest
with
that.
skulls
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I now have a token for each unit, so I can be like soul bursted.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
So visually I could be like, okay, so they've done this and they've
Wow.
I like that.
yeah.
That's
and,
helped me when I got I made those jink markers.
and
the
I've,
road
I've
mistakes I
had
make,
some
it's, like, way
people
shorter.
kind of like being like, oh, you know, soul bursting slows the game down. I mean,
Yeah.
it really doesn't. Like when you compare it to
Okay.
like the summoning that you came up against had, or
Yeah.
you know, the splitting of horrors, or kind of Gene Stealer cult, kind of going back and rising. It's just learning to play the army. Like I made a mini codex for my
Yeah,
army.
I saw that. That's really smart.
I photocopied the pages from the Harlequin Codex, from the Elder Codex, from the main rule book.
Don't sue John.
That's a violation of the
for personal use,
1967 satellite
for
television
personal
act.
use. And I kind of put it all together in one big binder, so that way, because when I was playing this army, okay,
You have a binder of little
Women.
plastic men.
yes, yeah, I did.
Binder of
'Cause
elder women.
Actually, he's got a binder of little plastic women.
When I was playing this army, I had Dark Elder jet bikes in there, which I've taken out since.
Okay.
But so that means for this one army, I would needed Gathering Storm 2, Dark Elder Codex, Craft World Elder Codex, Harlequin Codex, Rulebook. So, and it was just like, okay, I'm going to shoot this next, or this is going to Strength from Death now. So I need to get this book here. And stuff like that slows down your game. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really just prepping is going to make it go by quicker.
Yeah.
And also, like, all of my dice, like, I know how many shots each unit has. So when my opponent's like, I'm going to shoot this unit here, I'm like, okay, well, then their two are probably going to soul burst. So I'm going to prep my dice and just put them right down
okay.
there and just be like a real dick about it and be like, okay,
Oh man.
I'm going to put these dice here. I don't know if they're going to shoot back at you. But yeah, I have good feelings about it.
That's good.
I think it's going to be pretty good.
I think like there's been a long-standing discussion about like, do you go digital or do you go hard copy? I think there's been like
Hard
that
copy
discussion
every time.
Right, but I think but there's still people that are like, dude, I do go digital. Like, I can carry a stack of books, or I can carry my tablet, and I think like that's a perfect example. Like every time like I play Heresy, I need 2 books. You need you have to get like your Legion book, and then you have to your regular like your Army book.
Yeah,
and I'm going back and forth, and each time I flip to another book, I have to wait for iBooks to like recognize that I'm leaving the book, and then opening the other book has to load the book, and so it's like it's a ton of like a huge pain in the ass, and I couldn't imagine doing that with like 4 books.
Yeah, opening and
ridiculous.
closing 4 different books.
So
We're gonna do this kind of like an in real time.
Yeah.
An IRL test.
So IRL, I have Codex Tyranids here on my iPad. Okay.
Oh, snap. Okay.
So
it takes a moment to load the book, then it takes a moment to load the page that you're on.
I'm trying to find the stats of my Hive Tyrant, okay? Because it's being shot at here. So we're gonna go to HQ, and I can't click it there. So let's just go back here real quick. Force requisition. No, that's not it. Okay.
I'll entertain the people while it's going.
I think the point is that they're not entertained.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Elevator
Troops. Okay, so I found that's not it. Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. Oh, okay. So I finally found a Hive Tyrant. Okay.
Excellent.
So yeah, look, it says right here that he is a level 2 Psyker.
Okay.
But I chose powers from telepathy. So wait a second. Close out. No.
Oh yeah, you tap
close
and
out.
like maybe the arrow will show up.
So I mean, it's like I see the benefit of digital books. I really do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if it's just because iBooks is so goddamn clunky about like how it handles it and kind of like pinch motion, and it's just like the page waggles in front of you a little bit.
And then loading the whole thing. It would be nice if if they did something like one app that had whatever book you wanted, like in-app purchases for the books, and so then like you're in the same app, and then you're just like maybe you have like little tabs or something like that, and like all right, I want to go to this book or that.
GW's Age of Sigmar app.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about it. Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good.
I mean, that unfortunately, like you have the loading issue, but it's not as bad as like changing
having to
books
close out
within an
books
app.
and open up new books.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but I kind of like going back to like 2nd edition where they had the data sheets too
on the
like,
iPads in 2nd edition.
Well, yeah, exactly. But no, I mean that was probably like the low tech version of that where you had you wanted that was kind of like what you were doing. Like all of them had ring punches, and I think they're perforated, so you tear out the vehicles and you just kind of like bring the cards that you wanted.
Yeah.
I think like that you ended up being able to make your own codex basically, or your own army book. And so, you didn't have to like go through a bunch of crap that you weren't using. So,
yeah, I had a lot of fun.
That's smart.
I had a lot of fun playing Inari. I learned a lot. Like I said, I think it's going to be a good army. I mean, I think for an uber competitive list, I would throw Wraith Knight in there instead of the Avatar. And I'd probably take the Shadow Seer out. To be honest, even though I love the model. Holy crap.
Super nice model.
I sampled and painted a Harlequin model. But I did it in Inari colors. So no diamonds, black and red.
Oh, okay.
So it looks all spooky and then mystical and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just there's legs to it. There's things I don't like. It doesn't have objective secured anywhere. I don't like that. I know we've talked about kind of not having objective secured.
Yeah.
But for sheer like, I think.
For sheer sheeriness.
Yeah. Nate described it like he was trying to play a
Pantyhose.
control deck and play against a control deck in Magic.
Yeah.
It's just there was like everything he did, I did
Better.
double back to him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, no, I could see that, and the issue of I've never been a huge worrier about objective secured. I mean, I chose 2 formations that don't have objective secured specifically, and honestly, I could probably count on like one hand the number of times that not having objective secured has really been an issue, because most of the time, it's hard to have 2 units within 3 inches of an objective. Unless it's like a last second jumping on an objective. Yeah. Which does happen, but it's for me, it's usually less of an issue because you're either just shooting each other away from objectives or you're slaughtering each other in close combat away from objectives. You very, very rarely have a situation where you're both within 3 inches of an objective.
I think it usually happens with like a Maelstrom and stuff like that a little bit more often, where you don't know that you're after an objective until you're there. And,
That's true.
So I think like almost exclusively, I think that's like where it's come down with me is like all of a sudden, you had some objective. You up until that point, like you are trying to like just annihilate the person off the objective and try to get there. But
and I know with my old Eldar list before I was running Inari, where I was running like double cat for objective secure, I was denying people maelstrom points purely by moving jet bikes within 3 inches of like they're holding the objective. But my jet bike's moving within 3 inches, which they can do. They can move pretty much the whole table in one turn.
Yeah.
Was denying Maelstrom like left and right. And it's a beautiful thing.
Or drop pods.
Ooh, yeah. Objective secure drop pods are a beautiful thing.
See, Phil, you wouldn't know about these things. You don't have objective secured.
I have objective secured if I want to.
No, you don't.
I can if I want to. Ted, you don't know me. I can do whatever I want to do. You're not my supervisor.
One of the other reason, Nate and I got together to play the game was we tried out one of the Nova missions, which was being introduced by ITC.
Yeah.
We did do the simplest one. Which was kind of a kill point / control quarters. They're really interesting missions. They're a little bit more in depth than ITC, and I think players are going to have a little bit of a hard time translating.
Really?
Because we spent 2-3 years playing the same 5-6 missions.
That's true.
A lot of promise.
Speaking of, do you want to play a game with a Nova mission?
Yeah, we can do a Nova mission. Take a look at them.
Look at us. Yeah, just working things out here.
I feel excluded the third wheel.
I know. You're welcome.
I'm sorry that you're flying off jet setting over to Chicago.
That's cool. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I mean, you guys go ahead and do your thing. I'm just going to be hanging out with Duncan. But, whatever.
Just make sure you bring your 2 thin coats. He hates jackets. Paint up your Legion of the Damned. I want to get those on the channel.
Paint up your goddamn
I want to get those on the channel. Seriously.
1,000 points of Legion of the Damned.
For serious?
No. For real, Phil List Taylor's hardcore.
Super hardcore. I'm going to have only weapons that ignore invul saves.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
I think was that an Inari thing? There's like an Inari thing. Oh, yeah.
There's a Xenophase sword that you can have where you get to, it's like a power sword, except if you make an invul save against it, if it's successful, they have to re-roll it.
So
that's even better than the Custodes then.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Except the Inari's top psychic power from Revenant number 6 is a strength 10 AP1 like shot or blast or something, which you can't take invulnerable saves against.
What?
Ooh.
It's inescapable.
Broken.
That is broken.
I don't like Inari. I'm glad that Reese was like, shut that shit down, bro.
You can still run them, but you just have to count as Eldar.
So I have this army that can shoot whenever it wants. When your opponent leaves go to the bathroom, it shoots. If your opponent fires, it shoots. If your opponent picks up dice, it shoots. When your opponent's girlfriend calls to say that the cats threw up on the couch, it shoots.
How much time's left in this round? Ooh, shooting.
I was joking. I was joking with someone about slow play. And it'd be like, yeah, it's going to happen when I play someone with my Inari army. And I'd be like, yeah, we only got to turn 1. What the hell, man? He slow played. And the guy would be like, I didn't eat. Like, my turn 1 was 40 minutes of you shooting me.
What the? What was that?
Hold on, stand.
Oh, you know what we're doing?
What did you do? Is that you?
You've recorded over our last track, which includes this wonderful backing track.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
So,
and there's no editing that out.
There's no getting this out, huh?
Nope, because that is just intrinsically there.
All right, everybody. Hopefully this will be over soon.
So I guess the only
patriotic
thing to
moment
do would be to just stop and enjoy this, and we'll go to commercial.
Fondle my nipple ring as I have my hand to my chest.
Here we go.
All right,
Your patriotic moment.
Man, my old lady's so moody right now. I hate that time of the month.
Not me. I buy generic tampons. They clean up all that gross lady stuff, and she's happy because we've saved money.
Wow, generic tampons. I'll have to give those a try.
Damn, I can't believe I lost another game. All of my dice are rolling once.
Quit the whining, man. You should change your cotton.
Another rending hit.
Thanks, generic brand tampons.
Generic brand tampons, not just for ladies. For a limited time, send in 6 applicator sticks for a free dice bag.
Oh, well, I feel less Scottish now.
Excellent.
I noticed that you were the only one without your hand to your chest.
No, he actually had
for
it.
a while.
Yeah.
For a while. I will
got
say,
over
in this country, when I go to like sporting events or
Yeah.
wrestling or things like that, I will stand for the anthem, but I do not place my hand on my heart, for I feel that is more disrespectful than placing my
Yeah.
hand on my heart.
There you go. I like it.
That
Look at
makes
you.
sense because
Yeah.
you're not nationalized. right?
No, I'm a foreigner, and
Yeah.
it would be disrespectful, I feel, for me to pledge allegiance to anything that I don't truly mean.
He's a goddamn alien.
Immigrants.
Build a
Oh,
wall
man.
outside your house.
That was so we started a new track on our on our audio.
Little inside baseball here.
Yeah, a little inside baseball here on our multi-track mixer. We started a new track, so there's guaranteed to be no surprise nationalism. coming up.
Probably.
Potentially.
Probably.
If I burst out into a flower of Scotland, then we're several hours in, and I'm very drunk. But yeah,
On water, which is odd.
yes, water.
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 Vodka.
Vodka.
So Ted,
So we're gonna custodes it.
it's story time with Ted.
Story time with Uncle Ted.
Yeah.
So in today's episode of Custodes, we're gonna talk about custodes.
Wait! I gotta move away from the mic for
In
this.
this episode of Custodes.
He loves gold.
Gimme.
So now that I've aged myself horribly with a Mike Myers reference from several years ago,
We've all got our smoke and a pancake.
We should have put this one out last time. That way we would have gone along with St. Patrick's Day. Leprechauns.
Oh yes, they do. Oh, you're right. They do love it. I see where you got there.
Okay,
I see where you got there.
all right,
Right.
I got you. I was thinking green,
Okay.
but yeah, I see what you mean with the gold.
I was
They
like,
do
what are
have
you
it.
talking about? Custodes aren't drunks.
You don't know that.
That's not where I went, but okay.
They're well pickled. They
Yeah.
last a long time.
just
So yeah,
lost a whole bunch of
Custodes are kind
downloads
of
from
back
Ireland.
at the forefront of the 41st millennium
Yeah.
after kind of they snuck in the back door in the burning of Prospero box,
Hey,
and
there.
everyone was like, "Oh shit! Look, 40K rules for these guys."
Yeah.
So tell us about the Golden Warriors.
So I remember, for years and years, like people, I think up until Mechanicum came out, people were always trying to mod up Mechanicum. I mean, you could probably still see like old pictures of custom Mechanicum Scutari and stuff like that on DACA, and I think like Custodes were also a big one, right? Like you ever see like the high elf heads on Space Marine bodies and like whatever people came up with.
Yeah.
Because now because obviously people who listen to us don't know anything, otherwise they would listen to something else.
Your mistake.
What is a custode or a custode?
Okay, Custode.
Custode.
It's not just the guy who cleans up after everything, right?
Right, but they do
Yeah.
call them
That's awful.
Sorry. Wow. Apparently,
Custode. I have spilt my drink.
because they do call them custodians. Like there is that. So, like that, I mean, that's in the fluff. So
Yeah.
Like, oh man, and that's
Oh, man,
like each
that's-
time I think of that, I think of
It's gonna
like
be ruined now.
Steve the Custode.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Mop.
I'm gonna have to go to TT Combat and order some mop buckets.
mop those like the spear things with mop heads on top of them instead of the spears.
See, you could just like clip the
Yeah,
head
it's
off
super
of it
easy.
and then put like a top knot.
Yeah.
like, up there, and it's instant mop
Yeah, or you just green stuff them up with your
Yes.
tentacle press.
with your laser bolter on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so custodes were the custodians not of janitorial duties, but what were they custodians of?
They were cleaning up. They were cleaning up the emperor's naughty room, his throne room.
of stray demons, right?
Right. So you'll usually find them in the throne room,
Yeah.
like wiping the emperor, because nobody else is allowed in there. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
That's-
who's gonna wipe the emperor's dead ass?
That's old Valdor the
custodian.
custodian. he's only 3,000 years away from retirement.
So they're called the Custodian Guard, the Custodians, or what something I didn't realize and I think is hilarious and probably should be only relegated to Space Wolves is companions. Companion, come here, Wolfie.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a romantic companion.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like Tara is like some 1-800 chat room. Like, hi, are you lonely? we're custodians, and we've been guarding a corpse for 8,000 years, so we're so horny. Companions, Jesus Christ.
Are you lonely after going on the Great Crusade for the Great Emperor? Give a call for one of us companions to keep you company.
The golden companion.
Golden companions.
It's like, come for the Emperor.
Stay for the showers.
Oh, they're golden
the
showers.
Exactly.
So we've gone on from Goldfinger references to calling them janitors to calling them prostitutes. But yeah, please continue, Ted.
I wonder if those are our presidents.
That's why they came out around the time we were in Vegas, because they kept on handing us cards.
So they're organized under the Adeptus Terra, but they're only answerable to the Emperor. So,
and he's not talking much.
It's a question. He doesn't talk much anymore.
Quarterly reviews are really, really difficult.
What'd you say?
Oh, I'm doing a great job. Keep it up. I should get overtime. Thanks very much. Appreciate that, Emperor.
Have an extra dip of ice cream? This sounds great.
Augustine, you can't do that in the throne room. He said I could.
Yeah.
You ask him? Oh, you're not allowed in there.
Yeah. He also gave me a raise. I swear.
How's your wife doing? Can you send her in?
He said so. He said that's what's up.
Don't worry, you'll have another one in a few years. They don't make female custodes. So they're led by the Captain General, who often now these guys are, from time to time.
He also referred to as a madam.
Madam Captain General, top or bottom.
He wears a really wide brim hat and like a cane that he likes to just
I
like
feel
whack
you
people
were
with.
like these custodes. Mechanicus Warlord or whatever the fuck they're called. I don't know. Go on, continue.
First, have a rail before you talk to them. The ladies, the daughters of the sisters of silence, they won't tell.
Yeah. Oh. Some say they even count to 2.
So the Captain General on occasion will hold a seat with the High Lords. So I think we do have the crossover, and I think the idea is also that like the Captain General is the mouthpiece of the Emperor, who doesn't say anything.
Nice. How convenient.
Yeah, Emperor says it's softball Tuesdays. What is softball? Emperor said.
Yeah, Emperor said, "Are
14.
you questioning the Emperor?"
Damn it.
Yeah, didn't think so.
Dude, like imperial bureaucracy is so fucked up because everyone's like, hey, so I'm just going to go do this. Like, no, you can't. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Did you question the Emperor? Damn it. Again.
It's like American Christianity, except people actually like bother to like follow it. It's like, oh, but Jesus said, no. Emperor said, oh, shit. Okay. All right. You're good.
Do unto others as you have read in a book.
So it's so after that, like you have it's all broken down into case. So you have your different groups of custodes. So you have your a lot of these
Hard case,
Haikanat,
soft case,
your hard top,
hard shell, soft shell.
Yeah.
So you have your Haikanatoi, which are the bulk of the custodes.
Yeah.
It's like Greek and Japanese mixed together.
Yeah. You're gonna have to clean off your microphone after this.
So these are your spear and sword brothers. They kind of take up like the bulk of it.
Sorry, did you say Spear Brothers?
Your turn.
Don't cross the streams.
So in there you have your like how to get the finger.
Yeah,
double Sentinel Guard, and you have your
like
Heteron Guard.
Sentinel
Guard. There isn't a third one, or maybe I don't know.
No. The
Sentinel
third
Guard's-
finger's
yeah.
littler. It's a Space Marine.
Shocker. So you have Defenders of the Palace, or your Sentinel Guard. So there's the numbers of how many custodes are out there are kind of wavering depending on like what fluff that you look at,
And how many armies are brought to the tournament?
although at the custodes point value is not there's about 30.
The answer is 3.
And then there's the Heteron Guard, which are the Emperor's Guard, and these are about 300 custodians with mop buckets that sit in the Emperor's jolly room. So after that, like everything else fits into the Sentinel Guard and then the other groups in the case.
Those bastards. 300 guards stand at that one small room.
They're just chillaxing.
Seriously, they're just like playing poker. You know it.
Against
They're just
Orc
sitting there.
Warlord Xerxes.
Somebody was telling me that in order to become a state trooper, people out there, or maybe it was a
Hi, Andy.
but there was like, I think they had to do a temperament
Hi,
test,
Dave.
and I want to say like there was like you couldn't be excessive IQ or something like that. Like you could be in the medium range, but I think like above that they figured, somebody was telling me that, I don't know if it's true, but they said like basically if you're gonna be bored out of your mind sitting there in a car, like it wasn't for you. so I wonder, but I'm just thinking like,
fair enough.
I mean, it's fair enough. Yeah.
here are the Custodes who are sitting there for like, these people don't die, like they've been around for thousands of years, standing in a room in their armor,
taking up all the jobs.
To be
Yes,
fair,
all the
they're
custodian
genetically engineered to janitor. And to not complain about it.
And
they're
to
also
love gold.
supposed to-
And to love gold.
They're brilliant. So now we're on that. So they have to find out like that medium to where they're not bored standing there staring at dust, but they're also
That's the emperor
Well,
you're
also-
talking about. He is not dust.
Gold historically does not
Heretic.
rust. So with all that mop water going about, they won't have to worry about their armor getting dirty.
Yeah, no
so
tarnishing.
they just
Yeah, it doesn't tarnish.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
So all right. So now
Fabulous.
we have the next the case, which is the cataphractoi.
Oh, those little tank dudes for the AdMac army?
Just spray painted gold.
Give them a top knot. That's good.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
It's
Spray painted gold.
I am a custode.
Top knot straight in their head.
So yeah, those are the jet bike riders. So the Agamatis jet bike riders, the
Does
fighters.
They look
literally
really
everybody
freaking
have jet
sweet.
bikes except for Dark Angels? Oh no, we
You
don't
have
one.
We do have one.
You have one.
Jet bike.
Oh, that blew up in my
You have a
face so
fucking
bad because I
land
didn't even
speeder
think
that
about it.
gives
Damn
everything
it.
shrouded
You're
around
the
it.
only one in the 41st millennia that has a bike. And
Whoop whoop.
enjoy that.
Am I
Anyway,
the only one who has this? Yes. Yes, I am.
my bad.
just because you don't use it. Oh, is that something? I wish you guys could have one too that not use it.
Yeah, my
bad.
Sorry.
Hey, bring Sam out this week.
Yeah, don't have him.
But
$50
yeah,
model.
50?
Yeah, he's like $50.
oh yeah,
Oh,
God.
that's a beefcake. When they
Yeah.
made it out of metal, like that thing, you put in a sock and
children.
kill someone.
Yeah, seriously.
Speaking about killing children, Custodes.
So, so Agamatis jet bikes, they also are the fighter pilots and the gunship pilots. So I didn't realize that there was Custode fighter pilots.
Yeah, seriously.
And gunship pilots.
I'm now imagining
apparently.
like Tom Cruise with a top knot, like
I like how you put it on your side. He has a
exactly,
side knot.
Yeah, just like
Because the
riding
helmet
his
has to go on.
riding his jet bike down the side of like of the like with a car way to the Empress throne. You know, and, like
just
pumping his,
works.
pumping his fist as like one of them like takes off with like their golden fighter jet that flies off there, like pumping his fist. Yeah.
Get out of the ship and back on mop duty. You have a date tonight.
Playing up. That's what they do in the throne rooms. They just play a whole bunch of slow mo beach volleyball.
So what I have imagined now is just regular Imperial ships, but made out of gold, which are now too heavy to take off, and they can't figure out why.
But they just sit in the fighter in the seats, just going mew pew 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 pew. I'm a fighter pilot,
Adonis, why will this not fly? I don't know if the grav engines are installed properly.
and it's beautifully made of gold.
I think the answer is a flat screen TV and an Atari. Here you go. Now I got a fighter.
Yeah.
Galaga.
Shit, they got wrist gauntlets for the Atari in there.
So then the next one is the Moratoi, which are the dreadnoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Mortis,
Nice.
Moratoi.
They have their own club.
Yeah.
Man,
They have
kicking
their-
grandpa out to the old folks' home.
This is if they twist their ankle while playing beach volleyball.
Yes.
They're then taken and just shoved into a dreadnought.
was
They're
gonna
like, he's
say-
like, ooh, that aches. They're like,
here's no, actually, because you're into it later.
because they're not fighting anybody, so it's not like they're dying.
Well, I think Ted might have some information about that coming up.
Well, now this goes back because at one point they were. At one point they were fighting people.
That's
And then-
true. They were on
And then
Prospero, apparently.
they were not, and then they were. So, yeah, exactly. They did the War in the Webway, the Prospero. They were pretty active, like during. Anyway, we'll get into that.
Some
Yeah.
say they fight to this day in the webway.
So the Theranatoi Terminators, the shock troops.
Yeah.
Shocker.
So I didn't realize that they even. I mean, I know I've seen the artwork for it, but I just can't imagine. Like, you already have something that's just as good as Terminator armor.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing you don't have is
An invul save.
being slower and a deep
No, they have
strike.
that.
No, they have that. They do.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
then
6
what
up
the
invul.
hell?
It's just,
What?
I think it's a 6 up invul, right?
No, it's a 5 up.
Oh,
So they are damn Terminators.
They are, except they don't have slow and purposeful, but and then they don't have.
So that's good.
Yeah, exactly. You can sweep.
I think
And you don't have to use strength.
fluff-wise, tactical dreadnought armor can carry heavier
That's true.
weapons easier. So it's not necessarily for the save, but like the servos and stuff can help them carry massive armaments they would not be able to carry.
So then just don't skip leg day and you're good to go.
So now under those, there's a subsector of the Thanatoi or Tyrannotoi Terminators. You have the Satyrising Guard. And this is a shadowy sect of Terminators, as shadowy as large things the size of a Volkswagen
a shadow
Made of
shadowy
gold.
as large golden terminators that need constant maintenance can be.
I imagine they just like walk around and every time someone looks at them, they go, shh.
Yeah. Here's my impression. Okay, so
It's a library.
Yeah, they're the
I'm gonna Foley art it. I'm gonna Foley artist this. Did he hear us?
Close your eyes.
Yeah, close your eyes. That's what happens when a dreadnought follows you.
You saw nothing.
But he's towering over you, so it's like, you saw nothing.
You saw nothing.
So, did you ever see the pictures a while ago where they were talking? I think it was like concept sketches that that Jess Goodwin did of. I think it was dudes with like assault cannons on their shoulders.
Yes.
Remember that?
No, I don't. That
I remember
sounds
dudes
awesome.
with attitudes.
Oh, okay.
That was a wrestling tag team in the 80s.
Was the Angry Marines. So I think like I'm thinking that at some point these guys might be what came of that, because the Satyrising Guard, they're the heavy weapons guys. They're Terminators with more heavy weapons. So they're for like long range.
Yo, dog, I heard you like heavy weapons. Like, put some heavy weapons on your heavy weapons.
That guy has 5 autocannons.
That just means it's 2 twin-linked autocannons and a single autocannon. Come on now, we know how the rules guys go.
This is what happens when Exhibit goes into the 41st millennium.
I think it's gonna be like probably the 2 assault cannon or 2 autocannons and a cyclone missile launcher, maybe.
Oh man,
I'm really kind of anticipating like
awesome.
small scale like mech warrior here.
Base cost 700 points.
like a bunch of like knights, night titans that are just like, no, this is my 5-man squad.
That's my entire army.
That's my entire 5-man squad.
But
of
we
these
will
guys.
fuck up that one unit.
They're technically Terminators, so they have objective secured.
So the last one, I can't remember if I said the last one was gonna be the last one, but the last one, the last one.
The last
Well, it
last
has
one.
to be the last one because the last one was a shadowy one, so it doesn't really
So
exist.
this is even more shadowy.
Oh, man.
This is
Oh,
the
Raven Guard.
the Aphori, who are the covert operations, counterintelligence, assassinations department. And
How'd you sneak up on
Seriously?
someone in giant fucking gold armor?
Yeah, when you're larger than an Adeptus Astartes, you're bigger than the Space Marine.
I just have like a guy opening a door to a darkened room and he's being blinded by the fucking gold giant in the corner, being like, "Cover is broken."
They actually say that like everywhere they go. And it's like, well,
I really want to see stealth Custodes now.
Yeah. All right, I got an idea. We're going to avoid assassination by hiding in a normal person house so they can't fit in.
Okay, so we're gonna make you more stealthy. We're gonna take away the golden armor. Nope.
Yeah.
Keep the golden armor.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Polish
they
this.
they dress as like,
Or they take the
dress
gold-
as rhinos.
Or they take the golden armor away and it's still like a 9-foot tall superhuman with no penis.
Oh, jeez.
Oh wait, no, I think Custodes can fuck.
Oh no, that
They might be
actually
able to.
all of those statues that you see like of the terrain, that's them.
Oh,
they're just
yeah.
standing around until
Yes.
like finally the guy that they need to kill comes
dun,
by,
dun,
and then
dun.
he just like
Hey,
slaps him and
they
then
don't-
runs away.
They don't have power packs. That would make sense.
Yeah.
If someone could model one of those statues and cut out the eyes and give it like shifty portrait eyes to just like left and right,
Oh,
then
that'd
that would
great
be
with those,
fantastic.
Those are like reflecto stickers that you
Yeah.
used to get. They're like the image would
Or
change.
hell, I'll take Google eyes at this moment. Yeah, we'll call it good.
just vandalize it.
That's great. So yeah, my unit is a lot cheaper because I bought it off the GW rack versus Forge World. So now one of the cool things I thought about this, or that one of the things I thought was cool about this was at one point they, and this is kind of like conjectures, they ran the Officio Assassinorium for a while. So that hasn't been confirmed or denied.
So it's like Van Gorich in like gold armor.
La 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 la. Have not read Rest of Beast Arises. We are getting to that.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, but you know he ran the Officio Assassinorum.
Yeah. I also heard what happened to him. Yeah.
So there are approximately between 1,000 and 10,000 custodes out there.
That's,
as long as
that's
they
pretty,
narrow it down. Yeah.
That's pretty narrowed down.
But I think like this is where you get like a conflict of fluff, because I think in the 3rd edition book it said that there were 10,000 I think it was 10,000, and I think like later on there was Visions of Heresy, and I think they said it was 1,000. So and it shifted, because I know originally I think they were saying that there were 10,000, and then the War in the Webway I think brought it down to 1,000.
I feel a lot of what GW does, I mean, for better or worse, is numbers fit the narrative more than anything else. So like when necessary, an entire Space Marine chapter dies down to a man and then gets built back up again.
Yeah.
Or or
And
it's
then
like
gets slaughtered
an
again.
Imperial Guard platoon is 20 billion strong, where you're like, well, it's not really going to fit on a planet 20 billion strong, so like it's really there to kind of fit the narrative. And I think us as gamers, if we're like, wait a second, that's 9,000 less than you said 15 years ago, then there's some issues.
But I think I think it goes back to like when we were talking, I mean, it's like a year ago or so, about like what like the numbers mean and stuff. And it was like, Games Workshop's fluff in a lot of ways mirrors kind of like the Oratory Society, or like the telling of stories, like a storytelling, where it's like, yeah, exactly. It's more of like a feels thing. Like what is it's a allegory for something else.
Yeah,
and so the numbers are largely inflated beyond just to give the feeling of mass versus
if
like
you
an
see
accurate
like
number.
2 million soldiers running on a battlefield, you're not going to be able to tell the difference if it's 2 million soldiers running on the battlefield or 2 billion soldiers. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, to the human eye looking out over this like horde of soldiers, it's just not going to make a big difference in reality of what you're seeing. So yeah,
I remember this documentary on numbers at one point. I think it was one of the guys from Monty Python that did it, but they were talking about like how for a long time, like a lot of farmers, they had like they would count like 1, 2, 3, and a lot. Like they get to a certain point, it's just like, well, fuck, it's a ton. All right, guys, like, it may as well be a billion. I don't know. There's no accounting here.
And
1 billion.
as I am told by the regimental standard, every one of those 2 million troopers is very well armed and trained.
Yes.
And is the finest the Emperor can offer.
Unless you're talking about anybody else.
Yeah.
Then they're better.
Anyone else in any of the other codex.
So yeah, that was the War Within the Webway.
So back to our kind of golden stealth assassins.
So Custodes were also the original Super Troopers, and they fought during the Unification Wars.
Yeah.
And this was like before, I think I was having a hard time figuring out like which one came first. Was it the Custodes or the Thunder Warriors? Because I remember like, when we were talking about Thunder Warriors, they were the first ones, but then it seems as though these guys were the first ones. But they were kind of made in the same kind of process, where I think like
I think the Custodes were like a refinement of the Thunder Warrior process, kind of like how the Thunder Warriors are made meow. So, the Custodes.
So the Custodes are like 2nd edition Thunder Warriors.
Yeah.
Thunder Warriors 2.0.
Yeah. Because I mean they have better genetic techniques meow.
Yeah. Aren't they now?
Yeah.
So they were super. This is back in the day. Like they were part of like the Age of Strife and the Unification War. Unification War. So we saw them like the initial push into the spread of mankind.
Were they golden, or did they have to try really hard so they were just bronze at that point?
They hadn't upgraded yet.
Their rookie year,
were
they were only
terracotta.
bronze.
Yeah.
They were only participant colored.
So then we were also trying. One of the things that's lost is like whether or not that they were derived from the Emperor himself. So he might have been their own Primarch. That might have been his own chapter in a lot of ways. So, and that's like people aren't sure exactly where that came from. And that was actually like that was something that was lost in the Age of Strife. Was like that knowledge of like where the Custodes came from. I mean, I guess the Custodes have been around for thousands of years. You could probably ask them, but that's one of the things that's lost.
But then you would have to go into the throne room to talk to them, and that's
let's do that. And they'll be like, Emperor said I can't tell you.
And then they just keep talking and talking because they haven't talked to anybody in forever.
Yeah.
No, don't leave.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about.
And they have
trying to tell us about their beach volleyball games. It's like, okay, we get it.
They have to pick up all the dust from the thousands of dead psychers. It's not good.
So the process of making a custodian is longer than the Astartes. So the Astartes, you start off in adolescence or whenever. I think it's kind of I've seen some where it's like young adulthood or whatever. Like they find somebody, oh yeah, you'd be a great space marine. Let's make you into a thing. And it's and they basically
like an awful Tinder date.
Yeah, that's an excellent description of the process.
and you're a
Hey,
toaster.
baby, you look pretty
And
muscular.
toaster.
Want to be a space marine?
Or you fucked up a lot, so now you're a wolf.
Yeah. But there's none on Fenris.
Know anything on Fenris?
Ayo.
So one of the rumors was that the emperor had overseen the creation of each and every single one of them. So like it takes a long time to make a custode. So you're starting from late infancy, and then you bring them up, and you're handcrafting each one. So instead of like the
All
Astartes,
10,000 he did that?
Yeah.
God, that guy had
Potentially,
a lot,
that
Yeah,
was
a lot of
the
time in
rules
his hands. Yeah.
well, he had been around since the dawn of man's.
Maybe that's what he
Maybe
was
he
doing.
was
Maybe
like-
that's like what he's doing like right now in the timeline is like there's like one custode that he's like building up like right now. And he's like, God, babies are boring to watch at all times. I wish I had thought of a better process.
and then
than
he
this.
shits one out.
Yeah.
maybe
There's a
maybe
new
he,
custode.
he was there for like the first 5, and then on the 5th one he's like, this one is perfect. Just do all of the others exactly like this. I've witnessed them all technically because you're doing the same fucking thing over and over.
Yeah, copy paste.
Yeah, honey, I got a conference to go to. I'm gonna miss a couple childbirths.
Yeah,
I'll be
Ooh,
back.
I've got a maybe that's why he was such a bad parent to the Primarchs because he spent all his time
Yes.
raising
With the
Custodes. And he was finally he made this, and they're like, Dad, he's like, oh fuck.
And you know,
off,
isn't it
seriously.
just
What
like
are you guys,
real
just like the
life?
fucking whiny Custodes over here? Jesus.
Isn't it just
Get
like
out of
real
my
life?
house.
Get out of my house.
When
Pay
like
rent or get out.
when the brother who got all of Dad's attention is like a fuck up janitor doing nothing, and you who got no attention is that like saving the goddamn world or
Yeah.
universe every day.
Oh, look at me, I'm the king
just
of
like
this
real
planet.
life. GW blurring the lines with reality much.
So unfortunately, like Astartes, these guys don't employ the same like team-based strategies. So they're not an army as such. So a lot of them they operate independently.
It's like a whole group of Leroy Jenkins. is what you're saying.
Basically,
Yeah, they're strong, independent custodes.
outdoing one another. Yo, check this out.
Yeah.
I did that last week.
Yeah.
Here, hold my spear.
You think that's badass? Check out YouTube. I did that
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago.
The number one, the chick or custode show is Gold in the Palace instead of Sex in the City. That's a good joke. Shut up. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
It wasn't, but that's okay.
No, it wasn't.
The equipment they give them is like a spear, golden armor, and a GoPro, so they can all make their clip tapes.
Extreme.
Extreme.
Parkour.
He just cleaned the shit out of that throne. Oh my god.
Doing like 180 flips over the Emperor on the throne.
Running up the cables.
Accidentally knocking his skull off and then very gently kind of placing it back.
Oh shit! Put it back. No one saw it. It's okay.
The Emperor told me
Grabbing the
to duct
GoPro.
tape his
He's like,
neck.
turn
They
it
turn
off.
around and there's like the one Adeptus guy who's like, and they're like,
Oh,
oh,
shit.
you're getting you're getting sacrificed.
Emperor says, kill this guy.
Emperor says that guy's a psyker. He's like, I'm not a psyker. Emperor said so we got to do
Plug
this.
you into this machine here and stab you.
Yeah, we can test and see if you are by putting you into this grinder machine.
Yeah. If we grind you, you're still alive. Then that proves that you're a psyker. What?
It was
Yeah.
like,
It's like after you're dead, we'll test the molecules to
Oh, no,
see
no,
if there's
no.
any psychic latency.
Yeah.
so
Oh, no, it
we're going to
wasn't.
plug you into this
We'll
machine.
apologize.
And if you die horribly and the Emperor appears a little happier, you're a psyker. If you die horribly and everything looks the same, then you're not a psyker. But, you know, don't look at
we
myself.
had to take the test.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, the Emperor said so.
Better
so-
safe than sorry.
Yeah, definitely. You could have been a psyker.
I hope you enjoyed the last 12,000 years of your life. So I think that part of the reason that they were saying that they don't do squad-based things was they're trying to create the lineage not between brothers. So like the Space Marines are genetically engineered to love one another.
Yeah, be Battle Brothers.
Brother,
Right. Yeah, so
cousin.
It's not just indoctrination, but there's a genetic predisposition towards that unity
Yeah,
in the Space
yeah,
Marines. Which, if you read the books, it seems like they're all a bunch of bitter, hateful children
Seriously.
that hate each other. But
Yeah, they're all middle brothers. They're all middle child.
but with these guys, like they want the connection to be direct with the Emperor. They don't have that sense of camaraderie with each other. They kind of tolerate each other, and that's about it. They're kind of like
Ted, this is really messing with my theory about the slow-mo beach volleyball scenes. So maybe it's just one-on-one is what it comes
They
down to.
suck.
Just hanging with the boys.
Yeah, maybe it's just
gonna
like
continue to-
maybe it's just like one-on-one tournaments. Like
So I
always.
guess so far what Phil and I have taken away is Earth or Terra and Custodes is like Top Gun.
yeah, that's what I'm getting.
I think that's more accurate.
Because of that
Like,
one thing when you said there's like one jet bike, well, there's like one jet bike riding, like jet pilot fighting people. and
side
I'm like,
ponytail having.
Ted, I'm
It
gonna
was the
need you.
80s.
I'm gonna need you to model a bunch of like Custodes in just swim trunks and helmets playing volleyball in a Terran ash waste.
And not done. But done.
Yeah.
The end of this episode, though, will all be gone.
I guess with all the spare time, then build my fire raptor.
Oh, shit sock.
I think Ted would rather make up those than build a fire raptor.
So, because the the Custodes are so slight and so nimble, they're also all versed in assassination and political etiquette.
How can you
Isn't
assassinate
that
with
convenient?
You're an 8-foot tall golden Adonis god.
Yeah.
Fuck you to assassin. Well, actually, no.
They're all assassins.
Yeah.
All assassins.
They
That's
do it
because
in-
they're the ones you'd least suspect.
They do it in the bedroom.
Yeah, they're like
as
they're like
companions.
they're like the Spanish Inquisition. No one
Like,
suspects.
hi, High Lord. Please take Adonis with you tonight. And he's like, okay, this is my price list. Stab, 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 stab.
Done.
Yeah,
All right.
assassin. Lover assassins.
So they're also versed in political etiquette too. So they need to be able to know, apparently, like when they're acting within the framework of society and
So,
when they're not.
I guess.
So they're large political assassins.
So the Custodes are kind of like the Lannisters from Game of Thrones. Or maybe even like season 1 or 2 Cersei, I'm guessing. Before she goes like super insane. Spoilers. But yeah, so yeah. That's where I'm reading now.
So one of the things that they're all a bunch of showboaters, right? Like I think we've established that. And I think like to kind of go into their like that maybe that vainglorious individualistic tendency. They have this thing with names. You heard about that, right?
No.
Where so each time they do something cool, like parquet,
Parkour?
parkour off of parquet.
Off the helmet of the
Parquet is a type of flooring.
Yeah.
they parkour off the parquet onto the emperor's lap and then back onto the parquet.
Phil, it's wooden floor tile. It's not impressive.
You don't know.
Hey man,
In the 40th, in the
if they're
40th,
waxed.
Hey, in the 41st
There is only floor.
There is only floor.
So they get a name for
I feel dirty about that one.
they get a name for every battle or heroic amazing deed that they have. So they get like they add an extra name. So you keep all your names. It's just
Oh
like
my
just like
gosh.
add to the list. So for some people it's like a check mark, but instead it's like that faux Latin. So it's like 20 characters long. Like
Steve, William, James, Edward,
Bartholomew,
Silly, Bartholomew, Bottomman,
Badabor.
Seeing as the majority of these people have been on Terra for 10,000 years, fighting one war continuously,
Potentially.
they have pretty shitty small names, right?
So before
They're all
that,
just named Steve.
so they basically like a custode they don't they're effectively immortal, and they've been around for I don't know tens of thousands of years. So they're pretty, and they had there was a whole unification wars. There was like all this other stuff going on, and there was like 2 events that happened since the heresy that they were involved in. Now 3.
Hey.
Oh, Phil didn't hear that.
Damn it.
But
Look at this guy.
so yeah, but somehow people like what's his name? Constantine Valador has 1,932 names.
Lie. You just said his name was Constantine Valador.
Oh,
That's 2.
That's 2. Okay, so 1,930 names.
Is
I wonder if the 2 were free or what. Like you
Is
just
it
get
kinda
2 to
like
start
the-
off.
First 2 are free.
Like you survived.
It's like name pushers. They're like the first 2 are free. After that,
I
you
want
gotta
another one.
earn
I want
them.
another one.
Yeah.
I went and got the Emperor a Slurpee. Okay, there
Is
you go.
it-
Fanta. Fanta to your name.
is it kind
Valador
of like
Fanta.
like
Brain freeze, Valador.
like the Lord of the Rings tree people, where we don't have time for me to say my full name,
Oh yeah.
and
Just
then
call
like,
me
just
Steve.
yes, that's a direct quote from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So his real name is Constantine Ellipses Valador.
Constantine ... Valador.
Oh,
That was good.
That's like,
I like
the
that
best
Okay,
joke
grammar.
this episode.
That was the best
And
one.
it was a grammar joke, and it wasn't even rude.
No penises
Yeah,
were
zero
killed in this
dicks
ellipses.
involved.
Zero
Still
dicks involved.
hilarious.
Hilarious.
So all their names are inscribed inside their armor, so they can hold them
I
close
really
to
want to
their
actually
bodies.
just get a dreadnought now for Custodes and just write ellipses across the chest banner. Nate, if you're listening, I will paint one of your dreadnoughts.
What do the dots mean? I don't get it.
That's all my names.
No, like the word ellipses.
Oh, the word.
Maybe that's what you should put on like all the those little laurels, or not the laurels, the ribbons. And
Just
stuff like
dot,
that.
dot, dot,
Yeah,
dot, dot.
for
You
sure.
didn't write anything? No, that's their middle name.
There's a lot that goes in there, man. Or a variable X. I don't know.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There's a whole function that goes in there. Don't worry about it.
No. Feng Shui.
So they also have a thing called Blood Games, which has inspired a lot of Astartes. And this is an event where a band of custodians attempt to infiltrate the throne room.
Oh, I thought you meant like a cover band or something.
They're
The band of Custodes,
They
man.
never play ska.
It's only Kenny Loggins.
Get it up. Yeah.
They got toast.
Exactly. Ska covers of Kenny Loggins.
No. Jimmy Buffett covers of Kenny Loggins.
So they're always trying to heighten their defenses, and so their whole lives are kind of predicated on like defending the throne room. So they try to beat what they did before, and so like there's references where like the Ultramarines have thought about like, all right, well we need to defend McCraig, and so we need to think like the Custodes do with Blood Games and start.
Never leave planet.
Yeah,
Stay in one room.
so maybe it was Dorn.
Sorted.
So maybe it was Dorn, I guess. Stay on the wall. Stay on the wall.
Don't unlock the door. Good. We're good. Excellent.
They're kind of like old people of 40K.
I just
Stay
want
indoors. Damn kids are out there.
Lock the door and scream outside, get off my lawn.
Watching cable news.
I just want Marnus Calgar back on McCrack to be like, we must think like the Custodes to protect our fortress, and then like have one regular sergeant who's just like, they stay in one fucking room and haven't left in 10,000 years. I'm like, calm down now.
Yeah.
We must think. I was like, we aren't. Oh God, you're dumb.
I was thinking there was gonna be Golden Shower related.
No, just like one regular Marine who's like, what the fuck? They're not geniuses. They stay in one room that's the most heavily defended by Titans,
And macro cannons.
macro cannons.
1,000 psychers.
They are doing
Give me a
literally
bunch of macro
nothing.
cannons. I could defend a room.
So what's defending the Emperor? Is it the 1,000 Custodes, or is it the 2 fucking warlord Titans guarding the door?
The whole naval
Who's to
blockade.
say?
Who knows?
Who knows?
It's like, what's keeping this house warm? Is it my furnace heating system, walls, windows, and door, or is it my electric personality? I mean, they're all present.
So all technically adding to it.
It's your headphones.
Oh, super cozy.
So they were at one point, they did leave their room. So back when they were younger, they had a wild side. So they were the envoys of the Emperor. And
That's a sweet cover band name. Dibs on band
Envoys of the
name.
Emperor.
Damn it! Yeah.
And Voice of the Emperor.
Oh damn, that is a
Yeah,
sweet
that is a
one.
sweet band name. Dibs. And I didn't even play any instruments. Ah!
So they would guard. They would often go and take the message of the Emperor to various lands, and so they would often fly separately. Like they was just like one custode going out there on their Thunderhawk to deliver the message
Solid gold Thunderhawk.
on their golden throne, a little baby golden throne, because they are pieces of the Emperor after all.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a little baby throne.
Baby throne.
It's the two-step.
Yeah.
So
It's one of the ones that like bounces.
So their armor was the top line. They were like the best of everything. It was the greatest thing. And unlike Space Marine armor, it's made of something called auramite. I don't know what auramite is, but I imagine it's anti-psychic stuff. Auramite.
I believe, whereas ceramite is spelled CE-ramite, auramite is AU-ramite.
Oh,
like
that is a
the
difference.
chemical symbol for gold is AU.
Oh, that's smart.
Auramite.
God, look at this guy. Look at this guy's science.
I know, yeah. Take that, freaking high school chemistry.
So they'd also influenced
Nerd.
later on the Grey Knights uniform. So that's where that came from.
But they don't love gold.
They
they
like
love
silver. They're the second tier of the Emperor.
Just wait for like the shitty Marines to come with their bronze armor.
Yeah. But they always look happy. We made it. That's great. Now go back to cleaning the Taco Bell.
Everyone else put on your participant armor. Particimite armor.
Everyone's participant armor is blue.
So despite like having like the best of the best, and they don't have that cumbersome power pack or any of the other jazz, after the heresy they actually stopped using their armor. So now, for the most part, they get their headdress and they have like a little loincloth. And then like little greaves and stuff like that. It's very minimal. And yeah,
I was joking when I said loincloth, but apparently I was.
They are actually just fulfilling the companion part of the job description.
Oh, cabana boy. I mean, custodes.
Oh, custode.
Yes, High Lord.
It's like my butter is melting.
They lather themselves in the holy oils.
And I think like the way they described it, and oh my gosh, they talked about their what was it, their chiseled
penis,
their chiseled features and their smoothly tattooed
penis.
Skin. Yeah. They went to quite a luxury. It was like a Harlequin.
You can say they went to
style.
quite a length.
I see what you did there.
And ended in a moist surprise. So then the Custodes. Okay, so I think like one of the few times they actually did anything after. Okay, so I'm sorry. Let's take a step back. When the Emperor was, so they dropped the armor for the most part. Up until that point, their two colors were gold and red. Red was like their official color, and gold was just like fucking they put it on everything.
What they loved.
Yeah. Yes.
So I thought
red they like too, but gold they loved.
I thought it was kind of ridiculous. I mean, they talked about their traditional color being red, and I've seen many instances where they referred to the traditional color was red, and like I only recently remember seeing red on anything.
Mostly gold, also red.
Gold and light gold.
So now I want to see people painting red custodes with no gold.
So that was their. But then after he was interned, they then swapped over to black. So now instead of that's their morning color, I suppose.
What's their afternoon color?
Their afternoon color, I think, is a nice
wordplay.
Deal with it. Wordplay.
Burgundy.
Listen, we're only allowed one wordplay joke a day.
Nothing is beating ellipsis.
I already got it with the custode.
But I don't know. I thought that was kind of
That's kind of. And I know in the Horus Heresy, the Forge World Inferno book, there's some really awesome different color schemes in there that aren't just gold.
Right.
So I think there's like fluff reasons for your custodes to be really any color that you want them to be.
Yeah, and I mean, like go back and you look at like the case, and I think like most of them are going to be your spear and sword guys, but you also have your bikers and your dreadnoughts and stuff like that, and I could see like where you could have like an excuse to
black leather.
add black leather, your black leather cased,
assless chaps,
your village people cased.
When you go to Chicago, can you learn how to model chaps? And then you'll be like, why? You're
specifically
like, no
assless
reason.
Ones. We have no use for ass.
We have no need of cheek chaps.
I'm gonna teach that class actually. I'm gonna do like an impromptu guerrilla class. Oh, by the way, everybody coming out of Duncan's class, we have a chaps class over here.
Check out my assless chaps modeling class. Out of my assless chaps.
Yeah. What classroom is that gonna be? The bathroom over there, just past the concessions. Men's room or girls' room? It doesn't matter.
New choice.
Not identified.
We don't judge.
So I think like one of my favorite events that happened after this was the Age of Apostasies. This is like the very first. So after the Emperor was interned, you had the Custodes sitting on their asses for thousands of years, and then the Age of Apostasies came along. What's that?
Crying like bitches.
I won.
Daddy.
I mean, not dead. He's totally alive.
So,
Daddy, you're so alive and telling me I'm doing really good at my job.
And then I deserve a raise.
Thanks, Daddy. I guess I do love you. Can I write another name on the back of this armor?
I earned another name today. Daddy said so.
He said I wrote my name really well.
I put it up on your refrigerator.
I tripped on the stair and survived. And Daddy said because I scraped my knee, I could have a another name.
Jim Flanagan didn't cry like a Nancy. Galvor.
Galvor. Sounds like a He-Man bad guy.
I wanted that didn't cry like a Nancy.
Age of Apostasy.
So Age
They're
of
crying like
Apostasy-
bitches.
Yeah, so Age of Apostasies, you had what is his name? Goge? Vandire? What was his name? Goge?
Van Gogh.
Van Gorich.
It wasn't Van Gorge, it was Vandire. So you had
Van Dyer.
this megalomaniac guy that rose
Oh,
up.
Trump.
That's right. So, except this one used religion. So he came up through the ecclesiarchy, and he basically was creating, like, he was taking over worlds. He was he was changing the way the Terra worked. He was just
Generally being a dick.
He was trying to become the next emperor.
Like Hillary.
And it's,
See, I made it even.
Yeah, there you
they were
go.
not picking sides.
even time.
Yeah. But
So-
where are his emails? That's what I want to know.
So you had the daughters of the emperor later became the underneath Vandire, they became the brides of the emperor. I don't know what's so big about the name, but
Well, you can't have sex with them when they're daughters. That sounds sick. Bride sounds legitimate.
he had
totally
all of,
allowed.
he was from Australia.
Yeah.
So oh wait, we didn't have
Yeah, that joke
recorded,
wasn't on.
did we?
But it's
Okay,
okay.
we love you, Australia. So he had them. They were his enforcers. They were going out and killing people in his name. The Custodes eventually were like, oh, "What's going on outside? Open the door. Oh, it looks like shit's going down. All right, we're gonna hang out in here for a while."
See, that's rule number one in how to defend this room is don't open the damn door. And already they're breaking it. Come on.
Showing that tactical genius of staying behind the
They
door.
were probably reading the tactics of the Eldar, how to deal with doors.
Well-
Leave them open so that everything could come out of them.
Intermittently watching TMZ and Fox News.
Yeah.
Shit's going down. Gotta close it up.
Hey, we gotta be
Kids.
equal. And CNN.
Okay, there you go. All right. So anyway, like eventually they're like, all right, well, there's enough of this shit. We got to go and deal with this. So being is the biggest, baddest, most awesomest, take over planetness combat machines ever designed and turned into a mutant. They went and they talked to the brides and they're like, look, this is not cool. Would you please stop doing this? Don't just stop this. Can you speak with Vandire? Maybe have a discussion with him and get him to stop the whole taking over everything.
So
they were like,
out of the two
I'm
choices
sorry.
that they had there, which is sharp, pointy spears and the ability to be political, they went political.
So they weren't
Well,
able,
they're masters in it, Phil.
so they weren't able to convince Dominica, to change her horrible ways. So they're like, well, why don't you come back and talk to the Emperor of Mankind, who is as frail as a bitch.
Again, breaking
he's
rule
my-
number 1.
Yeah.
Never open the door or let people in.
So they brought her over, and they were like, and nobody knows exactly what happened here, except for probably the people that actually were there for the last 10,000 years.
That was
But-
still there.
Yeah.
And so something changed her mind. She's like, holy shit. Oh my gosh, Vandire is a douchebag. We got to go and stop him. So she goes back, and before she does anything
I'd like
about
to
it,
imagine there was like a one of them had like his hand up the back of the emperor.
I was just
Had his
thinking
hand
that.
up,
I'm
so I was
putting
like,
it-
Hey, I think you should stop doing
Phil,
that.
get the fuck out of my head. I was literally just thinking that. I'd be like, hi guys, I'm the emperor, and I think that you shouldn't listen to this Vandire guy.
Yeah, he's a real dick. Also, that guy Steve, he deserves like 3 more names.
Lord Emperor, why is there a golden hand in your spine? Ignore the hand.
I'm allowed to have whatever I want in my spine. Who are you to tell me I can't have a
Only
guy's
the
hand
most
in my butt?
divine have men's hands up their spine.
Everybody's doing it.
and so she went back, and she immediately asked her next bride of the Emperor to put a hand up her ass.
I knew it.
And it became canon for all of the sisters. All right, it's fisting hour. Fist of the Emperor.
I love that her voice of the emperor now is just a custom with his hand up the emperor going, hey guys.
Where do you think the Imperial Fists got their name? They're yellow Imperial
Lord
Fists.
Emperor, there are orcs on our doorstep. What should we do? I don't know. Maybe we should all come back later. Emperor's kind of busy now.
And bring Cheetos.
God,
We haven't had those here for a while. I'm sick and tired of psychers.
We're pretty depressed about our dad's my death.
So there's a workflow issue where you have the black ships will often bring psychers into Terra and then bring lube back to the Imperial Fist as they circle back. Where is this 10 million tons worth of passion lube, butt lube going? The sun's adorned, man. John, stop smiling.
Oh, God. Please continue, Tan.
Please change the subject, Ed.
Oh, God. No, I literally have this horrible mental image of a custode hiding behind the throne, manipulating the mouth with his fist, and like accidentally like crunching too hard and just like smashing the skull.
Oops,
I'll
sorry.
get my dentist.
It's some super glue.
It's a good sign when my skull turns into a golden fist. Bring me Rogel Dorn.
Oh, can't find him. They're just his hands good.
If you really don't like our Emperor voice, I'm sorry, but we are having way too much fun.
Do an entire episode. Just on
God, yeah.
what will the Emperor do? So they go back. They decide on their way to confronting Van Dyer. The brides of the Emperor decide, like, we need to change our name. So they went through a whole motion of changing their name. They all agreed that they were going to change their name back to the sisters of, or the daughters of the Emperor. So that was very important before. Anyway. And then they went to talk to Van Dyer, who was standing over his digital globe of everythingness, and barking orders to all of his generals, like, take over this. Blah, 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 blah.
Sinister underlighting and ominous music the whole time.
Well, I mean, it's
Gently
a
patting
digital
the cat.
orb, so it's
Well, yeah, the
you don't
digital
actually
thing's
see his
underlighting.
face. Yeah, yeah. So he's just petting it. The claw.
Get you next time, Custodes.
I am the High Lord.
Inspector Custode.
Yeah, I'll get you next time, Inspector Custodes.
In the name of the High Lords, you are under arrest. I am the High Lord.
So at that
sure you
point,
get the high ground.
Yeah, the sisters come in and they're like, dude, what the fuck? This is hijack. We need you to just like stop this whole crazy shit that's taking over the world. And at that point, he'd like, and if you don't, this has been heresy, and we're gonna fucking kill you. At which he responds, and this is like my favorite line out of all of 40K: I don't have time to die. I'm too busy.
Seriously?
That was awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And they plug him.
it's pretty
That was
hardcore.
that. Yeah. I
Because
guess
he
they proved
did
him
wrong.
Yeah, I guess
So
he does.
wrapped up.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were
we
like-
just cleared time in your schedule.
Yeah, we just made some time. And then they put on the sunglasses and walk off as it explodes behind them.
While custodes are flying off, riding their
Exactly.
fighter jets with their side
Assless
ponytails.
chaps.
And I think like ever since then, the only other thing that they've done is fight with Robo Girly Man.
Yeah.
But we don't know about that.
Oh, and the webway. They're constantly
the webway
fighting
is
in
a
the
weird
webway.
one. The webway is a weird one because I think there is that there is a rumor out there that like there's a constant battle in the webway, and I think like it's kind of contentious. I think like there is there is that the theory, but then I think like somebody else was pointing out that how it's I think like officially the webway is closed. So are they fighting that battle? Because there is like I think in one of the novels, I can't remember which one it was, like Age of Heresy or something like that. I think like somebody had gone to the door. They're like, "Yo, what's up? Knock, knock." And one of the custodes poked his head out. "I can't do anything right now. We're busy. Ha ha. Have a nice day." And he said that there was like a sound of battle going on inside there. So
That was
it
the
blood
beach
games?
beach
it-
volleyball tournament going on.
Was somebody pissed off that they accidentally broke the Emperor?
It was a Demons versus Custodes beach ball.
It could have
Yeah.
been Demons versus
That was,
Custodes.
that was
so
actually
that's-
them just like turning over every table looking for the skull that they knocked off while they were doing the hand puppet. They were just like, "Where's the skull? Turn it over!" Ah!
You know, I like to think the war and the webway is kind of like a consistently going thing, and kind of they're cycling troops out, because there's part of me that thinks that's super cool that the entire Imperium thinks that these guys are solely there to guard the Emperor and just do that.
Yeah.
When in reality they're kind of fighting this secret war the whole
Yeah.
time.
I like that theory too.
Yeah. Otherwise, to me, they're just some dude sitting in a room for 10,000 years, like highly trained warriors, just kind of hanging out and doing nothing, just because there's no real purpose to them in that point.
Right. Yeah. And I think that was like one person was discussing that theory. I think like one of the aspects that they pointed out was like, because I think they were addressing the idea that the custodes had become weak over time. Like all they've done is sit around and play with the corpse. But really, is it that they're weak, or if they are fighting a continuous battle? These are some hardcore motherfuckers that have been working at this. Like, I mean, these guys don't die. They don't like. they don't tap out. You know, like the Thunder Warriors, they died after a couple hundred years. Or 100 years. The Space Marines, they can die of old age. Like it's really long. You know, they're around for potentially 1,000 years. What's that?
That's what she said.
So, but like the Custodes, they don't die of natural causes. So, you know, if those people,
That's because they were vaccinated.
and then they rotate,
Bum, bum, bum.
but then they rotate them out too. So for fatigue, so there's 300 in there at any given point in time, but there's 300 fighting a battle, and all right, next wave, let's go fight the demons. So yeah, I mean, if that theory is accurate, then
And that's a
That
scary
speaks a lot.
shitload of battle-hardened troops coming out to the
a table
universe
near
to a table near
you.
you.
yeah.
Like I said earlier, I played Custodes against Custodes in the battle report, and they're goddamn scary on the tabletop.
Oh, are they really?
They don't have a ride in 40k, which made it very easy to avoid them.
Okay.
They will
but
now, though.
They do now with the Talons of the Emperor box set that's coming out.
Buy now, click here.
Oh yeah, it's actually probably already out.
It's coming out tomorrow
Yeah.
if you download it on the day.
Which you should.
Or yesterday if our analytics are correct.
Or 3 years ago if you just happened to find this in
Ayo.
year 2020.
So yeah, and it's like I said, I think on the tabletop they're very well represented to kind of what you said there, like past the prostitute custodian jokes and skulls and the emperor kind of thing. As a force, they're really well rounded out as kind of this mysterious order. Like I said, we joke a lot about like the whole assassin thing because I don't get that. That to me is dumb. Like I will suspend disbelief in 40k a lot, but like a 9 foot tall glittering golden giant.
Well, I think that like.
Unless he has like the world's freaking longest sniper rifle spear.
Right, and you could have like different. I mean, it's not an assassin isn't necessarily a ninja in black gi with a katana.
You're wrong. That's
Yeah,
exactly
you're
that's
completely wrong. Yeah.
Shut up. That's exactly what they are.
But I think, and that's not to say like, of course they would give up their golden armor in if they're going to go into some covert operation. But
Yeah, it's
I mean,
black because they're in mourning.
well, yeah, red before that they blend in with the drapes. But I guess.
Honey, when did we get these new 9 foot tall golden metal curtains?
Ooh, this one's sharp.
No, the spear is the rail.
Oh, right.
The curtain
I
rail.
really like them. He's just like,
They're hard to close. Crab walk.
it's like open up a window. We need a fresh air. Just wiggling here.
And the drape spins around and decapitates the husband.
If you could have seen that, it looked a lot better.
it is
Yeah.
really good. Right, you'll have to do
It's
a
a
YouTube.
visual joke. That's what I get for bringing a YouTuber onto a podcast. He goes all visual. But yeah. Anyway, Custodes.
Yeah, Custodes rock.
Be curious. I definitely see where I think like a lot of this, they're gonna use the armor that's necessary for the mission. So they're still gonna be but they're also
Still doesn't
ginormous.
take away the fact they're ginormous killing
Right.
machines that made of muscle.
And I think that's also like that's kind of our I think it's our indoctrinated and culturalization of like what large is. Like large people are we view them as clunky and awkward and gangly.
This room has an 8 foot ceiling.
Yeah.
So a custode, I believe, would be about a foot
They're
taller.
Scraping. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Assassin.
Right.
tall.
Right. And
although
that's,
they do say like the Eversur assassins, like they look like slight in the models and stuff, but like if you read about it in like the fluff and stuff, they're like big hulking monstrous
That's
things.
terrifying.
Yeah, and then they just like wake up and they're like, "Oh, time to kill."
yeah.
You know?
Well, those guys are just like caged animals.
Yeah,
too.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. But that's what they, that they like ship them in containers and stuff like
Yes.
that, and then they open up the containers inside of the base. So maybe it's the same thing. Like the guy just like sits down in like a shipping container and then gets like shipped to the enemy
Yeah.
base, and then he gets there and he's like, "Time to kill."
It's not so much that the assassin is sneaking in there, is it that they brought the Amazon package? They snuck the Amazon package in there.
I gotta tell you, like Custodes, #1 assassins of receiving managers in the 41st millennium.
Take that.
Yeah, I think that's Custodes. And
Yeah,
if
that's
you
Custodes.
have anything else you want to add, or what else,
Keep it to yourselves.
yeah, let us know. If you have Steve the Custode controlling the Emperor for national interest, what else would you ask for? What else
Yeah,
would you do?
that's true.
Keep us ridiculous. We
And
don't really.
if you happen to model a diorama of Custodes playing
Volleyball.
beach volleyball,
Oh, God.
please send us.
Please
Or
send
riding
us.
on top of a jet.
Yes.
With a side
Oh,
ponytail.
yes.
Yes, with a jet, or like on a jet bike, like pumping his fist with the sunshades. Yeah, absolutely.
or riding a bomb
Yeah.
yeah,
with a cowboy hat.
yeah, we could do that too.
What in janitation?
Yeah, I'm curious to see like what they're gonna do with the fluff going forward, because it seems like it's an aspect of the 40K universe that they haven't fleshed out too much.
Yeah.
Like it's sparse, and they were kind of like a background, like, oh, okay, those are the Imperial Guards of Star Wars, you know, like the red guys. And
I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff coming, and we're gonna cover more of that next episode.
Getting on.
Because I don't want to have to bunny ear Phil. Or no, what was it? The earmuffs?
Yeah,
I don't want to earmuff
okay.
Phil.
Yeah.
Because
I
we
haven't finished the third book of the Gathering
Oh, we
Storm
weren't
yet.
referring to that.
That's exactly what John.
That
was exactly
a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be talking about kind of. It's nice because Ted talks to us about Custodes, and that leads very nicely. Maybe Phil, maybe we don't know for sure.
We got 2 weeks, man.
But that leads very nicely into Gathering Storm 3, Rise of the Primarch.
/ Custodes.
Yeah.
Primarch singular, Phil. So only one comes back. But yeah,
So
so I'm very
far.
excited to kind of talk about that one though,
Yeah.
because it's the culmination. The storm has gathered.
Uh-huh.
The next trilogy of books, I guess, will be called not Gathering Storm, but the
They do have Gathering Storm on the Talons box, right?
yeah.
The
Well, it's because you
Yeah.
know, read the damn book, Phil. Read
You know
the damn
what?
book.
You know what?
So it'll be Culminated Storm, book 1 coming next month,
Nice.
and then in 3 months' time it'll be Dissipated Storm.
Yeah. Calm
Yeah.
after the storm.
Come after the storm.
All right.
Electric Boogaloo. All right, we're gonna take a break.
I'm gonna take off, and
Yeah.
I guess I'll-
Fly away.
yeah.
We'll be right
Report
back.
from Adepticon.
Yeah.
All right. Won't see ya.
Bye.
Do you like cookies but want something more British? Buy biscuits. Not like those you have for gravy. British biscuits. For dunking in your British tea. Stiff upper lip guaranteed. Biscuits. As recommended by Queen Liz of the Britons.
Boogaloo! Hi.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
Yeah. You want to start? You start.
With the
Intro, right?
intro.
Or do you want to do
Yeah.
outro?
Oh, you want to do outro? I want to do outro.
Okay, let's do outro.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's I don't know. We could do the intro.
Let me do outro.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah. There's the outro. That's the outro. It's the I don't give a shit anymore.
That's the
That's
outro.
it. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Kabam!
I'm on to drinking my Wawa.
Without actually dropping mics. 'cause
Well,
they're
yeah,
expensive.
thank you for joining us again on the March to 50,
The March
Yay.
to 50.
as we officially call it now.
Oh.
And that's where we're
Okay.
ending it at 50.
Yeah.
These
that's it.
guys aren't
Just
that
kidding.
lucky.
You're not
that
you're not
lucky.
getting away with that. We're gonna keep going.
No, and we already have, I think, planned up through like 48 or something like that.
Yeah. That's. Yeah.
I have no idea what we're gonna do for 50.
Remember when we used to plan everything out? Like we had like 6 months. I think that was like our criteria. Is like we had to have 6 months.
No,
ahead
that
of
was
time.
my criteria.
That was your criteria.
Yeah, that was
Now
my
we have
criteria.
6 minutes.
Or 6 minutes. We have like, hey, you want to do this tomorrow? Okay, can we do this? I didn't really read it. Okay, we can do this, but it's gonna be all you. All right.
And now it's like, shit, what are we going to do tomorrow? Oh, wait, I didn't read that book. Fuck. All right, let's figure it out.
yeah.
We got like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So instead, I just bring the hilarity instead of the preparation.
Yeah, but we got some cool stuff coming. Kind of more Sin talks.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I think like part of what going down to Adepticon, we have I think they're going to give us the studio preview of the stuff coming out in the future. So
Shadow War.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
by the
Super
time like we
excited
actually
about
talk about it, it's going to be all over bowls. but
But
yeah,
you
we'll
won't
try
have to
leak-
click
So
any
if you,
links.
So if
Yeah.
you want to know about what's going on, check one of their sites because they'll probably have the information before.
If you want to know what goes on without spyware or ads, well, that's not true. If someone pays us enough, there will be ads.
I think
yeah,
what's
we don't require cookies.
No,
Yeah.
no,
But we appreciate cookies if you want to send them.
yes.
They're delicious.
I think you just turn off the internet for a week and a half until we come back.
Oh yeah, you should do
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
let's do that. Yeah.
So yeah, listen to this on the Friday, then turn off the
just
internet.
turn off the internet.
Sit,
All the internet.
Sit by yourself inside of a room. Pretend you're a custode and just wait.
Go
for
back to
2
the
Play
weeks.
volleyball.
Go
Yeah,
back to the
play some
early
beach
90s and look
volleyball.
in your magazine or your bushes for magazine-based porn.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Oh,
Like just
Old
like
school.
just like a custode, and then come back and listen to us.
Wait. A cuckstode.
A custode.
Oh, jeez.
Go ahead, Sean.
Oh.
Because they
Anyway.
just watch a guy in a chair.
Heyo.
Is he doing something yet? Oh,
Yeah.
you're doing it with Steve.
Yeah.
Or Steve's doing it to him.
Steve's doing it.
But I don't know if we might do something special for 50. We probably
Yeah,
won't.
I don't know.
Um,
Sure, why not?
all naked show.
You
We've
know,
done special stuff.
You know what I think would be
I didn't know
would
that.
be super cool,
Oh,
which would take a little bit of planning on my part here.
Yeah.
But now that my
Well, as
work
long as
week
it's on
is
your part, I'm totally down.
severely
Done.
reduced, I think would be kind of cool would be a radio play style from the 1930s, but for 40K.
Ooh.
Oh, we've kind of been talking about that for a bit, but not exactly like that.
Yeah,
but
kind of pulling
not
in
that.
some of our friends who have been in previous episodes and kind of pulling some people in
We used to have friends.
for different parts, and kind of doing like a kind of I don't know, Adventures in 40K,
Yeah, that sounds good. That'd be fun.
Dateline, Millennium 41.
You've just made a canon, by the way. You have to do it. You made
Yeah.
a promise.
But yeah, I think
I think David Sterling would be really good at that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then Nate, I know, has a background in acting too.
Oh, does he? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
he used to do acting. So I said, I think, I mean, I have a couple months to get everything together. That's the only thing I can think of that it would be super special. Otherwise, it'd just be us bullshitting.
Which we know you love anyway.
Yeah, I mean, just we have numbers. You guys actually, you like us. You actually like us. You
Just you. Just you.
Just you.
Yeah,
All
our numbers are just
I'm
you.
specifically talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah, you. Seriously, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, thanks a lot for. There's been a lot more interplay on YouTube, so thanks a lot for
thanks a lot for that.
the fans that have been.
Ted, I
talking to
really
us on there.
enjoyed your girly man unboxing.
That was a blast.
You laugh, but I
Yeah.
did.
No, it was a blast. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to other stupid skits. Thank you, Phil, and my 8-year-old
That's
for
true.
helping out with that.
Yeah.
Definitely your 8-year-old was way more integral
God.
than I was.
Yeah, I love it. I think because I think like the intro was like me getting the box thrown at my head, and so we did all these like takes of like Jackson throwing a box at my head.
Yeah.
Did you have like a blooper reel?
At the very end, there's like one because there was a scene that we ended up not using. Of him throwing a box at my head because I wanted to do like cut from a long shot of me getting hit and then to like a close in shot, and then the close in shot just didn't work, and then like me on the ground like oh man, and so I left one of the shots of him throwing something in close up at my head at the end. So if you wait till the end, you can...
getting him on board was very easy.
Oh,
when
yeah.
we just described he's going to be throwing a box at his dad's head.
I just want to see like
done, sold.
Yeah.
I just want to see a 3-minute supercut of nothing but 2-second shots of Ted being hit in the face with this box, and then like the final shot where you get it, the box is so fucking beat up and destroyed
Well,
beyond
actually,
recognition.
we filmed the close-in shot first,
Yeah.
just in case it
Yeah.
got to that point.
So you guys are professionals.
I did the actual unboxing first, and then I took all the plastic out, and then we did like.
And then we did the close-in shot of the box second.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. So we did that,
You
and
mean
then
you-
we did like the I just got hit by this box shot.
Yeah.
That's right. It's because it had to be
It had to be,
undamaged.
had to be undamaged because we were like, we don't know how many takes it's going to take throwing this in a snow-covered land.
For this and more professional videos, youtube.com/c/mob rules media and youtube.com/c/the glacial geek.
Yep. Or just, the Glacial Geek.
There's a the there.
Yeah, there is
I can plug
on
you
Facebook,
right.
it's just
Giggity.
Glacial Geek.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, check out both of those.
Yeah, that's been a blast.
Check out Phil on Twitter.
Yeah, I am on Twitter now.
You are on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter
No,
now.
not
I've been
huge
tweeting.
amounts, but
I'm trying.
But
It's
he's getting there.
small
Help him
stuff,
out.
baby
Follow
steps.
him.
Yeah, seriously, follow me because I don't know how else to grow a Twitter audience.
That-
John's way better at it.
Yeah,
than I am.
that's the thing. And even then, mine's is terrible. But it is what it is. So yeah, follow Phil on Twitter. Follow me, Mob Rules John. Follow Ted just in real life. 'Cause he doesn't have a Twitter.
We'll leave his address down below so you can find him.
He'll be the one where he's like, "No, Jackson, my head, my head." So I want the next box that comes out to just be like a straight up nut shot of Jackson being like, "Dad, think fast."
We gotta wait a couple of videos. We don't want to put it all together. We gotta space this out. But yeah, I'm sure that'll be coming along.
The nut shot.
I'm
Yeah.
not doing the close-up shot of that.
Yeah,
Yes, you are, Phil. You fucking do it.
Phil, you said on our podcast that you would do it, but only if I didn't have my pants on.
Damn it!
No pants?
We have
Now
now
it's
like
canon, so I gotta do
we
it.
now have like 39, 40 episodes we can go back and get at least those words and stitch them together.
I will only shoot it if you have no pants on.
Hey,
I
pants.
suck.
And then a machine gun noise.
Oh man. Okay, so for episode
Anyway,
46 of
that's
Mob
all.
Rules, yeah, I've been John.
Ted.
Phil,
And if you're at Adepticon, come say hello.
Yeah, say hi to Ted.
to only Ted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
no
we
one
won't
else will
be there.
you
Yeah.
can say hello to us, but we're just not going to answer.
Yeah,
'cause we're not
actually, only go up to Ted and say hi to John and Phil for me.
there. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is like high school all over again, and I didn't even know those guys back then.
Enjoy Chicago,
Yeah.
Ted. Whoa.
Bye, Ted. We'll miss you.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Don't you dare hit that stop button.
This episode of Mob Rules has been brought to you by Mob Rules Media. Please join our Facebook group to be part of the conversation at facebook.com/mobrulesak. You can also email us at themob@tophat-arts.com. Thanks for checking us out, and we will see you in 2 weeks.